I we're currently still dealing with any bit of technical issues and points of business before the campaign starts. See, I was thinking of half an hour, so 15 minutes is fine. Haha, joke's on you. I already did all that. Yes, Dark, whistling noises. We are still rounding up the last bit of you whistle, I whistle, we all whistle. But it was funny. We all float down here. Yes, that was the very end of... also, I was already live, but I did have audio muted. So I'll just activate that all now.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, Asa.
It was only at the last part, basically after you started talking about the last order of business, which was you having to pick up your mom.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Can't out me for picking up my mom on Twitch TV. That'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, that would be horrible. Besides,
you look like an actual caring child.
Truthfully, I was mad at her when she interrupted my D&D planning to make me drive her to do other shit, like, because I guess my brother's getting a car because he's growing up and going away to college, so they had to go pick that up, and she interrupted my D&D planning. I know, right? Planning D&D. What the fuck? What is that? Anyway, but my sister's home and up in Greeley, so anyway, it's the whole thing. I was doing something. Recap. We were doing the recap.
Yes.
Where?
There were words about that, yeah.
And meanwhile, we were waiting for Evan's
By the way, Dark,
computer to actually...
I have a monster.
Oh yeah, we're also waiting for Evan.
It's embossed with the hunter logo.
I forgot about that.
And on the other side, it's...
Well, in the meantime, I can take my medication, because I just haven't done that yet today.
That would be good.
I know, I'm so good at my job. I will ask, just, how are y'all doing? I'll wait for Evan's computer to restart. How has y'all's lives been?
The same as always.
Yeah.
I woke
You
up...
shaved, looks good.
Did I?
At least it's the last time I've seen you.
I mean, yeah, but that was before my grandma's cremation.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry about that.
You couldn't do anything.
How's everybody else doing?
I'm tired.
Valid.
Still job searching.
Sorry.
Same.
No luck.
Yeah.
Dang. I just need to get like half of my friends together and just make them do like a job search like together or something. Nah, it's alright. Y'all will
I
figure
feel
it out.
like my job is
believe.
going to be the kind that I can qualify for. Oh, but I did have a funny moment. Funny like I'm
Oh.
trying to funny. But my ex was at Bug's gymnastics thing, and I was explaining to him that like things have been a little slow because I'm trying to find a job to support all of us, including him, because he gets child support. And he's like, and I also explained that Bug is on the wait list for the charter school that we're always trying to get them into. Wait list means they're not getting in. Wait list doesn't move at all for this school. So he's like, oh, well, have you tried looking into working for them? And I wanted so badly to go, have you? Like, perhaps? If you have enough time to 3D print all of these robots for Bug's class, you also have time to work. And you actually want to work with children in a school, so it would actually be a fit. Whereas for me, supposedly, I am medical coding. I don't want to work with kids. I want to work with people. But yeah, I just had to
I wish I
laugh
could
at
have been
it.
there.
Have
I should have just
you
like
looked at
touched him
working
with
there?
my cold dead fish hands again.
That would be amazing.
I relished the look on his face last time.
That was awesome.
Still the fastest I've ever seen anyone pull out of a handshake. Honestly, it was great. Well, yeah, y'all already got my life update. I couldn't even say the words life update. I've been jumbling my words lately, so we love that. All right.
Very cool, Asa.
Well,
Yes, I am very cool.
I don't want to like start the recap without Evan if Evan wants to hear the recap, but
I don't know if Evan wants to hear the recap. Does Evan want to hear the recap? Does Evan remember the recap? Half our party is horribly lost, he says. Not wrong.
Yeah.
Half our party being 2 people, but yeah.
No, well, no. If we follow.
Also, Effect is a jerk.
Yes.
Also not wrong.
Also, if we follow the logic Effect used at the end of last session, it's way more than half the party.
If we follow, I'm gonna relay that because he doesn't get to hear any of this.
wait, what's the logic at the end of last session?
Well,
if we follow the Effect logic at the end of the session, then way more than half of our party is lost.
Because Diana's character has multiple personalities. I have at least my 3 voices in the keyring, plus myself.
Oh yeah.
And then there's
a lot of us.
James and Effect.
Oh yeah, y'all are a fucked up little bunch. I forget about that sometimes. Okay. Honestly, okay. Tell you what. You go ahead with the recap.
Me?
And
oh, cool.
if there's any important bits, we'll catch Evan up. Yeah, I mean, unless, okay, does anyone else want to try and recap? Or it could also be a collaboration. I will offer inspiration for collaboration.
Give or take, Dark.
As I Rick burp. Alright, I'm not hearing volunteers, so Asa, take it away.
That I stole something. I stole money, I stole a sword, they gave it away.
Yes.
Oh yes, yes you did.
And I am now rich, so...
Hey!
Okay.
Alright, full version.
The full version. We woke up, we ate breakfast, there were some weird discussions going back and forth, something about centaurs being bugs. I found a stable using my nose. Did a little ta-da when I found it, because I'm just that good. we got ourselves the horses from the stable, which was Hogak's horses, and got a paper to bring us to Chocobo's cart horses in Marinshire. Let's see. As we left Ancaster, we encountered a group of people arguing with the guards, who proceeded to follow us and attempt to guide us or escort us to Marinshire. The leader of this group, Grelvelm Cloudblight, started gloating and bragging about how amazing he was and how he had such an amazing sword that was inherited from his family and some amazing armor that looks extremely gaudy. And James decided to distract him and then stole both his sword and his wallet.
Yep.
From that point on, nothing much happened until we almost reached Marinshire, where we encountered a bear, which I really wanted to hug. But my horse said no.
But your horse said no.
I forgot about that.
So, and okay, when we entered Marinshire, I gave the stolen sword to the guards, who were then extremely confused about why I would do such a thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then James visited a magic shop to get his wand of, I believe it was wand of magic missiles identified.
Yeah, magic missile.
And I also tried to identify the key ring with the crystal. And then the key ring started shouting to me that it didn't want that. So I took it back. Some back and forth happened about whether or not it might have been a shadow demon saying I was safe or not. To which I responded, but it's not black. And then Effect is a menace. Our discount code for the week.
Oh my god. I forgot about that.
And it turned black. I bolted out of the shop. I had the basic discussion of, yeah, this is how I got it, it's mine, it's telling me when I'm safe. With Effect then planted me inside the Banana Bonanza to get the rest of the group, who then had a small discussion on whether or not the shadow demons and the keyring were connected initially, or if that only just now happened because of the damn it, camera's out of focus. Oh well. If that just happened because of the fuckery with the minor illusion, or if that always was a thing. After eating and drinking some at the Banana Bonanza, let's see, Yvette and James had a conversation, while Finn and Eggha decided, let's go bring back the horses. And at that point, Finn transformed into Roshin, so both the child and the dumbass were left to bring the horses back to the stable. After a bunch of hard thinking, I remembered, oh wait, we had that paper that said we paid for the horses at the Hogak's, and where we had to bring them to. And then we found someone to guide us, and that's where the session ended.
Okay. Fantastic. So,
The person who had the paper was Finn.
Yes. But I had to think because Roshin didn't know about any of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
Are you?
Kind of.
basically, so my only question is, because I don't remember if we established this clearly or not, what did we leave off? Like, did y'all just go to your rooms, or
No.
I think y'all were waiting for them to get back, right?
So what I know about Eggha and Roshin is that we just delivered the horses, and that's where we
No,
are.
we didn't.
We were guided there.
Were we?
Yes, you
Okay.
were smart enough to ask someone for help, who then guided us to
Yay.
the stable, and we weren't at least allowed to use a long rest because we were still in the middle of town. I'm not
Right.
sure about Effect and James, but they were
Yes,
either
I knew
still
we were talking.
they were either still having their conversation in the Banana Bonanza, or they could have gone to bed.
Okay.
I didn't remember getting guided, but I believe you.
Well, I do remember because there was a version of this where it frankly could have gone let's just say badly. And you all did go, we could talk to a townsperson and possibly ask whence we might travel. I don't even know if whence is a word, and it is now. Shut up. So
Now,
I
Dark,
will say that
I'm gonna let you in on a
last
secret.
time you all would have in fact gotten it safely back to the stables. So here's what I'm gonna do. Unless y'all object, is I will probably split you up in voice channels briefly, and then we will reunite.
I'm gonna let you in on a secret.
You
wrote
two
it
can
all
chat
down
at the
based on
inn,
default.
and then I will briefly figure out how
I'll-
those two are gonna get back. Capiche?
I always
Caposh.
make
Sounds
sure that I
capiche.
make a list of
If you
things that
guys
happened
don't want to
based
like
on
have
default.
RP time, you can just hang out. But ooh, you sound so unexcited. God damn.
That's the
It's
prep work
D&D. It's
that's the prep
thrilling.
work I
I'm
was
kidding.
doing in voice while you guys were playing Valheim.
He had a long day at work.
I'm joking.
Boring
I'm
day.
sorry. I promise I'm joking. Actually, I'm not sorry. I said I was going to stop apologizing so much this year. So far, I've completely 100% failed my resolution every single day. We'll get there. We'll get there by the end of 2023.
The old TLDR. It was
so-
a 4-hour stream translated to that.
Did you say 2030? 2030? I mean, okay, yes, I deserved that, but
it's just
oh
anxiety,
my
to be
goodness.
honest.
Okay, so
You're not wrong, but do you have to be right so loudly?
basically, all right, so, I'll say up to y'all. So I will allow you all to drop off the horses. So you will have found a friendly townsperson, probably just a random dude wandering around, technically someone of any gender, and they will have been able to guide you to the Chocobo location in this town, which is basically you roll up with the horses, they ask you for your paper, you give them the paper, and then they take the horses. Is there anything that you all would have wanted to particularly do, or would you all have just been like, all right, here's your horses, goodbye?
Busheen almost definitely tried to give her horse a treat while she was riding it. I don't know if she had like something in her pocket or something, but she almost definitely tried to if she did. And she also
Valid question.
probably named it something.
Okay. It is worth mentioning that if Rasheen would have wanted to pet more horses, there would definitely be more horses. Similar to the previous town, this would be, among other things, a stable. And so it would be full of mostly sleeping workhorses, but horses. I mean, what would Rasheen have in her inventory that she could feed a horse?
Apples, maybe? I don't know. I don't think she does have anything.
I guess my only
She has
question
normal
is,
rations. So, yeah,
depending
she
on what
doesn't
you have,
anything.
would you have tried to feed the horse whatever you have?
No. She's
Okay.
She's still intelligent. She still knows that horses. If she had candy, she might have done that, but I don't see.
I don't
think
think she
candy
does.
Would be in her inventory.
Cocaine horse.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
if she has like dried fruit or something, if you want, you can feed it to the horse. But
I think rations
suffice it to say,
come with some dried fruits or nuts.
Yeah, she'd probably have tried a dried fruit of some sort.
all right.
The
Suffice
horse
it to
probably,
say,
frankly, did not appreciate it.
I mean, all right. I won't drag it out, but roll me a quick animal handling check. Let's
Oh,
see.
jeez, really?
But I'll give you that you
Okay,
didn't
right.
poison the horse because that also
Oh,
would have.
jeez.
Well, okay, if you had tried to feed the horse, like, I don't know, chicken nuts or something, I'm not going to tell you what would have happened if you had tried to feed the horse chicken nuts. That wasn't going to end good.
I mean,
You wouldn't have done that.
then it is like how Dark said cocaine horse.
Hmm?
Yeah, Dark's in my chat.
Cocaine horse?
Yeah, have you never heard the story of Cocaine Bear?
Oh, what?
Oh. Okay, no, I've heard cocaine bear before. I don't know like the whole story, but I just didn't connect it to cocaine horse. Like you can't just put an animal and a drug together and expect me
Sure.
to know what the fuck you're
Sure you
talking
can.
about, Asa. No.
Everything's
if
a
I were up to you and
reference.
said meth squirrel, you wouldn't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yes, I would be thinking about Florida.
I would
Yeah.
also think about Florida, to be fair.
God, okay, that was a terrible example. Fine. LSD antelope. You get my drift. Nah, man, that's the name of my next band. Anyway.
Heroin mosquito.
Heroin mosquito? Oh
Well,
my god.
This game definitely derailed quickly.
Okay, so, what was your animal handling check for your coke horse?
4.
The horse is unimpressed and spits out the fruit and whinnies at you in protest.
Cool.
But
Hi, Dolphin. How
you
are
are able
doing?
to drop off the horse with no issue. At which point, I will say, like, I will, if you want, I will allow you all, if you want to head straight back to the inn, because you did just come from there. And while I would have probably make Eggha roll some kind of check for that, because, you know, if Rasheen is intelligent enough not to feed a horse chicken testicles, she can probably find her way back.
Well, she's never been there. She switched on the way there.
Yeah.
Oh shit, she switched midway?
Yeah.
She switched.
No, I thought she switched as you guys were leaving. Alright,
Nope.
so.
That would have been convenient.
So in check.
So, yeah, you're gonna have to roll me a history check to try and take him home, Eggha.
Fun.
So in check. Let's see.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
16.
I guess you're 6 with the modifier?
With the modifier, yeah, I rolled an 18.
What did you roll?
18.
Oh my goodness, look at you go! I'm
First
so
roll today.
proud.
Let's go.
All right, the shocker of the day. Eggha remembers where to go, and safely leads Rasheen back to the Banana Bonanza.
Yeah, dark.
The
I
Banana
have
Bonanza.
6 int.
You are at the Banana Bonanza. In the
I've
meantime,
had banana ale as far as I recall.
yes. Basically, any food that is served, if it is not served in a banana-only option, includes an option with bananas. You think it, we banana it. That, in fact, would be the slogan plastered on the front of the tavern.
Speaking as someone whose first taste of hard liquor ever was 99 bananas, that is sickening.
All right then. So, as Eggha and Rasheen return, Evect and James have been sitting. I would imagine potentially feeling rather out of place in this almost like flowery, bright yellow surroundings. I mean, it's sort of like being in like a kindergarten daycare room, but without all of like the letter blocks and patronizing like, you know, assistants. But I mean, the whole place is like nauseatingly yellow. Would y'all just be chatting as they return to the Bonanza?
I think so. Since I think we were just sort of. I think when we left, we were just all. When they left, we were all grabbing drinks. Still, I think it was just before we were. Working out rooms.
I think it went something along the lines of 4 bananas.
Yeah.
4 bananas. I love that. Okay.
Remember asking James if he was alone in his head.
Because if he is, he's the minority.
You mean you don't have your forever friends that live up there with you? Oh, must be so lonely. Well, I mean, it's worth. What would James have answered?
No, I do not have little ones up in the head.
How about big ones?
Maybe not the big ones either.
This, of course, signals the return of Eggha and Rasheen. And you all may sit at a table if you desire. So there are obviously options that you have ahead of you, which is you can sit and chat if you'd like. At some point, probably soon, you will want to take a long rest. You can plan your travels as desired as a group. So what do y'all want to do?
So where will we be going next?
Don't all speak up at once.
Well, I know as a player, but I'm not sure if Eggha remembers.
I will say Eggha can remember. Can he describe? Well, actually, no. Would Eggha know? Because, you know, at least I'm gonna say generally Eggha can know. The only issue will be that I don't think Eggha has read the scout reports because he can't read.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't read.
Oh.
We went over this.
You are not, in fact, literate. But if you want, you can
Think
give
of
your
that
best guess
island.
at telling the group where they'd go next.
Well, I need to find the wrong file. Was that
Anyone needs, the map is in Mondelune map channel.
map channel? That's the one.
There's a map channel, I promise. It's there.
Yeah, I know. I just keep forgetting
It
where
exists.
I keep forgetting where it is.
Yeah, it's okay.
Uh,
I got IRL. I'm sorry.
We already had that discussion earlier today when I couldn't remember that. Apparently, I added the thing that I thought you stole.
It's okay. Working memory, you don't need that.
Now, how am I going to explain? Moon Islands. Offshore.
Those islands. We were gonna go see why the gravity's all weird there.
Yes, that. Big word. Small brain.
So, we're headed towards Marinshire.
Sure.
So you are currently in Marinshire.
Okay.
We're headed towards the islands.
We're heading into the
I
donut.
don't remember the name of.
We're heading into the donut.
So,
It's the Azilian Isles.
Thank you.
yes. Last session was your travels from Ancaster to Marinshire, where you are now, and assuming once again that you continue to follow the charter, your next stop would be the Azilian Isles. Now, I will say as a DM, that
Yeah, see you later, Dark. Go do cocaine or
the
something
scout
legally.
reports,
Legally.
dang, I still need to drop the good version of this that actually circles the islands in question. I'll do that in the background. But essentially, you pretty much have your choice between the two largest islands in that cluster that you could go to. I can mark up a version of the map in the background while this goes on too.
Yeah, and the scout report is currently in DM things.
Yeah, I can go pin it if it's not pinned. It's not too far.
One of you probably has it on paper. Technically
I believe
speaking.
actually that is Rasheen. But would Rasheen know that? Is the real question.
It was Finn and
Or sorry, you will not. You know what I mean.
us.
The Eulra collectively as a
Yes.
as a physical being.
It was Finn and yeah, at this point they kind of have a system of when they switch, and Roshin will have been able to, at least when they intend to switch, or expect to switch, Roshin will have been able to find kind of what was likely the place that Finn would leave it, and would have been able to look at it. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm like trying to get a version of the map to mark up in the background as well. Basically, as you all can recall and look at in the channel, the larger central island, so it's the largest island by a decent amount, is Alpha, and that's where the first 2 scout trips visited. And then there's like I'll show you like visually in a second. And then there was the second largest island that was sort of to like the southwest. I did so good. The southwest of the largest island. The other question is basically then how you all want to get there. Marinshire is a port, so it will be highly possible to try and, hire a ship across. It may be worth considering, given the secrecy of the mission, a story for why you might wish to go there at all. You all can also discuss this later. These are just things that, if you wish, you can discuss now. Otherwise, you can do whatever you'd like, including taking a sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it's pretty late, so rest would be good.
Fair enough. So, you all may in fact purchase rooms. Are you all going to buy your own rooms once again?
I probably will, yeah.
If
Awesome.
they're available, yeah.
Out here it will be 5 silver for a room. And for breakfast it's just an extra silver.
I can skip the breakfast.
Wonderful.
And so 6 for grand total.
Yes, if you are purchasing both.
I remember this bar fight. Sorry, I just opened up Roll20.
I know, right?
But James, wouldn't you want
I
to have
started this
banana
bar fight.
flapjacks?
Nice.
You know, now that I hear that in the light of day, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds vaguely inappropriate. And I don't know how to feel about that, or the fact that I
What?
thought that, so we're just gonna move on, but
What, the banana flapjacks?
yeah. I don't know, maybe it's just the way you said it. I could be
Oh.
wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway,
They sounded
we'll move on
delicious.
from that. Alright. So, you all can get your rooms. If anyone wishes to share a room, they may. Otherwise, each of you pay your money.
I too
and
shall
unless-
only do the room. Mostly because I'm too dumb to split a gold.
Fair enough. I had a thought. Alright. So, unless there's anything else you all would like to do, you may all have a very, peaceful sleep. You awaken the next day feeling mighty refreshed. You all have been able to get a good night's sleep. Unless you are particularly averse to the color yellow, of course, in which case you probably will not have gotten a very good night's sleep, because each and every room is positively plastered with it. However, the banana-shaped beds prove to be surprisingly comfortable. The curve sort of lends itself to a fetal position. Nevertheless, you all are able to reconvene in the morning. Yeah, like a banana, like curved, like that. And you anyway.
So a hammock.
Okay, well, it's not a hammock. It's like flat. It's just like it's you know what I mean.
Oh, like
Like if you cut a banana in half, that's what it would be like.
Okay.
Anyway.
yeah, like a waning or waxing moon shape.
I also finally made the marked up version of the map in the background. So As you all presumably come downstairs, those of you that paid for breakfast will be able to feast on a delightful, well, it looks like sausage and eggs, and upon closer inspection, it's banana sausage, which actually is quite delicious. It's like browned up to like be like sausage. Anyway.
Oh, so it's sausage made of bananas?
Yeah, it's like mashed up bananas, and then it's put into like presumably not an intestine. It looks like a sausage, and then you bite into it, and it's like wonderfully caramelized bananas. Well, like brown, the banana. Like, is it caramelized? I'm trying to think of the word.
That would be the word.
Like brown bananas, like when you cook them. Okay, great. I'm so good at my job. I will say, as you all come downstairs, roll me a round of perception checks.
A round of perception checks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did mention that this might be a cult. However, Eggha wouldn't notice because Eggha rolled a 4.
I mean,
and playback
half
is
the
fine.
perception at 11. So
Oh geez, what's my bonus?
I got 19.
15.
15.
Roisin is quite eagerly enjoying the banana flapjacks and quite willing to try the sausages.
Wonderful. Okay, so 4, 15, 19, 11. Okay. I should ask, is it Roisin that comes downstairs? Okay.
Oh, right. No, long rest. I don't know. Sorry, I forgot that.
Okay, you can find out. Well, I'll wait for you to finish rolling, and then I can describe who notices what. Oh no, you're good. You're fine. I am positively vibing. I'm just annoyed that my playback just timed out, but my solution I've found is when the music pauses in Discord, I just resume it on my end because I just mostly need it for my own ambiance.
Nope, Finn's back. Apparently,
Finn's
really
back.
To...
Back again. I couldn't resist.
Did not intend for Finn to be at this for so much, but apparently they're gonna.
Finn is a fan of this whole thing, I guess. Vibe. Or everyone else is not a fan, and that's why Finn's.
Yeah, middle of the night, you just woke up every single time other personality, and they all noped out.
Yeah.
Yellow.
I'm sorry, but that's what you headcanon. Wakes up. Aw, fuck nah. I just imagine like someone waking up and seeing the banana bed and just being like, fuck nah. I imagine, what if it was Finn like all 3 times like, fuck nah. Again? Seriously? Me? 3rd time, just like, fuck it. Okay.
Their letter is gonna be like, guys, somebody else, please.
Anyone else? You are slacking on the group project. What I will say is that James and Finn would notice that as your group comes downstairs, a lot of people don't look at you in any particular way. However, there is definitely a group of folks sitting closer to the door who is watching you as a group as you come downstairs. They're trying to do so without, like, they're not trying to make it obvious, but if you, like, as you're eating your breakfast, look up a couple times, you will definitely catch them staring at all of you. Excuse me.
Well, I'm gonna have to roll a luck check again, I think.
Oh, are you eating more chicken nuts?
Well, yeah, because I don't have a silver for my breakfast. I only had 5 silver.
You do that. You do that, buddy.
That's an 11.
Tastes fine. Tastes like a chicken testicle. It's alright.
It's alright, mate.
Getting used to them.
I'll also say, those of you who ate breakfast at the inn, and specifically those of you who consumed banana-related products, may roll me a d4. You did not
This
consume
is for the
banana-related
poison
products. You did
damage.
not get to roll. You do not get to roll.
3 for me.
Does that include banana ale last night?
No, this is specifically food. And if you ate banana food last night, this wouldn't have mattered.
I don't know where all my D4s are. There's one. 3.
Each of you may gain 3 temporary hit points.
Oh,
Nice.
bananas are good.
Bananas are good. It's all that
Yep.
potassium.
You find the banana meal particularly nourishing. It's probably one of the tastiest things you've eaten. So, do you all do anything else as you eat breakfast?
Since Finn is the one answering the question of what are we doing next, it would actually probably be... Yes? What? Oh, okay. Sorry.
You're good.
It would actually be much more comprehensive than I can do. But since they were actually the one that heard the king, or was it the king that we talked to?
Yeah, the king and
Originally,
like, 2
yes.
of his aides.
King Graham Brightlance.
Thank you. They will probably actually pull out the notes that they
Okay.
took, and they will say, well, last I checked, we were going to the Assylian Isles to investigate the gravity anomalies there. I did some research, and have to find the private message.
No worries. I'm also going to ask you,
yeah.
how loudly are you talking about this?
Finn's pretty soft-spoken in general,
All right.
so they're not like hiding, but they tend to be pretty whispery.
So they're talking about it in a pretty normal volume, but not loudly.
Yeah,
Does
they're not,
Eggha have an
Roshin.
Does Eggha have an indoor voice? Heads for yes, tails for no. That is heads. Yes, I have an indoor voice.
Hey.
We are so proud of Eggha and his indoor voice. Wait, what'd you say?
It's what happens when he talks inside. Like, it's the exact same side as his outside voice. It's just
If he had flipped tails, he would just be entirely mute indoors. No, that'd be an even worse character nerf than he has now.
So bad.
All right, yep, go ahead.
So yeah, understandable volume for the group, but not like shouting or loudly talking.
Finn does remember that the king wanted this kind of kept quiet, so they would be respectful of that.
Okay. I would say if you were actively trying to talk where no one can hear you, roll me a stealth check.
I don't remember what my stealth is, because I never do it. Because I'm not stealthy. Oh, that's not bad. That's 19.
Okay. Proceed.
So yeah, they have explained what they read on the notes when
Okay.
we were traveling on the ship.
Of course.
They'll kind of just refresh everyone's memory a little bit about sorry, I lost it again. You wrote it so far back. So I studied up on gravity magic, and you can increase or decrease the weight of objects, which sounds a lot like what people were describing, and some people have, one particular professor has connected that to translocation and telekinetic magic. or even time magic. Yeah, but nothing real specific. We've been sent there to investigate the moonfall and whether there might be a machine down there that we use a key to turn off, hopefully. Look at me with the recap.
Wonderful, wonderful. I will say,
I will
take
not
an
pull out the
inspiration
key,
for that.
by the way.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take an inspiration from that. And before I forget, also, Asa, you may have an inspiration.
Boy, I still have the inspiration from the last recap I did.
Yeah.
It does, just, you still have it, so if you don't use it. I don't think we ruled you could stack inspiration, so unless we did.
There's a place for me to track inspiration on. I am still using D&D Beyond right now, but I will just try to remember.
Yeah. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm in a very sassy mood. It's rare,
No,
I
you're
know.
good.
I mean,
I am on a free account, and I just haven't gotten to download my characters yet.
Nah, I feel you. You're good.
I mean, I kinda added the
Working
tags, not D&D and Wizard of the Coast is bad to the stream.
You did? Oh my god! Really? Okay, hold on, sorry. Oh, I gotta go look at this shit. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay.
That makes
I appreciate you. Okay. So, as you all sit around the table, of course, Finn, has just sort of given y'all the down and dirty on, refresher of what's happened up until this point. Essentially, the king, of course, has asked you to investigate, general weird shit, gravitational anomalies, disappearances, believed, to essentially be emanating, if you will, from the Isles. So.
So I think the next step would be for us to find our way to the islands.
Yes.
As you were talking, one of the members of the group that has been looking at you all, gets up and leaves, and the rest of them are, still there. So, what do you all want to do?
So we swim.
I'd rather not swim.
It's a little too far to swim.
I mean, I can swim, but I'd rather not.
I think it may be better if we were to hire a boat.
All right.
I'll turn to
What kind
James
of boat? Think about it. We're on covert operation. We could easily hide ourselves in a simple fishing trolley. Trade ship, and they may be a little more suspicious about us. Passenger ships, too many people, too easy for them. Any spies to follow us. If we want to... This is the King's mission after all, and surely a mission like that would draw some eyes. And I wouldn't doubt that we're the only ones who've been hired.
Aw, Evan just had a great little one-liner that got ruined because he was muted.
So we should steal.
There we go.
Roll me another round of perception checks, by the way.
Well, you want to see if I can get lower than my passive perception?
Yes, actually. Roll again.
7.
Oh, I'm just kidding. 7?
9.
Okay. 9? Cool.
14, I think. Yeah. can't tell between the 9s and 6s. This one's a 9.
Okay. So wait, you got a 9 as well?
Fine.
I got a 14.
Oh, you
I
got
have
a 14,
+5
sorry.
to perception, yeah.
That's right, my bad. What about Fiend?
13. Sorry. Thought I'd
Okay. Once again, Finn and James are the only ones to notice this. At the corner of like the sort of like, you know, in room, like, you know, again, it's sort of like a great big like cafe room down here. It's where the food is and everything. At a corner table, there are also like there's just two like people, like they're presumably a couple sitting over there. They're also now looking at your group. Like one of them like almost goes to point at you and like whisper something to the other one, and then like the other one like pushes their hand out.
Finn is going to kind of pause, and I think maybe this is not the place for this conversation. Shall we retire to someone?
Is there any like is there a band, any instruments lying around? Something
Instruments
that would
flying around.
Yeah,
Thanks for that, Dolphin, but it's kind of useless because I
Roll
don't
me
have
a
the
luck
game
check.
open.
wait, 18.
18. Yeah, actually. There's like sort of in like the corner of the room, there's like a I want to say like a piano, but like I want to say a harpsichord, but I think a harpsichord is like a tiny thing. No, it's not. Yeah. Yeah, I am thinking of a harpsichord. There's a harpsichord in the corner of the room. It is, of course, also emblazoned with images of bananas, rather intricately carved.
Some work, nice.
Alright, now next question.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone by chance proficient in playing a harpsichord, of all things?
No.
Nope.
And you didn't even get the one who's willing to try anyway.
Is that like an axe?
Think of it as a big box with a lot of small trees. You got to chop them very lightly, and maybe you'll get a nice tree out of it. Why don't you, my friend? Go and try it out. You just tap there's these little buttons, these keys on it. And go and give them a tap, and maybe you'll have a nice surprise.
You know, I am actually proficient in performance.
Yeah.
You are?
Yes! I'm
Out of everything you could be proficient in! So are you
What?
going to play the harpsichord?
Yes!
Okay.
I mean, proficient does not mean good.
No.
Yeah.
I can perform. I'm not proficient in the harpsichord, but I can perform.
Roll me. Yeah, a performance check. I think normally I might
You broke
even
the
have
DM.
considered giving you advantage based on the help from James, but then I have to think about the fact that Eggha probably has never seen anything resembling a harpsichord before, and I was going to give you disadvantage, so I'm going to give you a normal roll.
In that case, I'll use my DM inspiration. For the memes!
Okay, he's whipping it out for the harpsichord. Don't quote me on that.
That's a net 20 and a net 1.
Oh.
Wait, are you kidding me?
I am not kidding you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, he's showing us the rolls.
Where are they? They are there.
Oh my god, homie. That is fucking hysterical. Do please. Actually, you know what? I have to get some music up for this, and you can't listen to the music, so that sucks to be you. But give me a second. And
I also personally don't know what a harpsichord is.
basically, it's a piano. It's close enough. All right, I'm gonna go find some good ass harpsichord music.
It looks like just a smaller piano.
Yes. Maybe with 2 layers of buttons.
Oh no, yeah, it is 2 layers of buttons.
No, there's also single layer ones.
Oh, oh.
Honestly,
I'm just looking on
it's
Google
a
Images,
piano
but
that plucks instead of hammers.
Yes.
Fuck-
So,
fuck
please
it.
do.
I'm doing it for the. Oh god, that's loud.
It's fine. This is just random harpsichord Baroque music. You should be fine, at least for a minute.
Yeah.
Do please enlighten us as to how Eggha masterfully, flawlessly plays this harpsichord.
Well, 2 fingers, because he was told carefully, so 1 finger each hand, and just pressing the buttons. Very, very
So he's just going like
methodically.
this?
Yes, like an old person, typing on a computer.
That just fits even better because I am currently imagining the entertainer.
Send in the clowns.
No, the entertainer.
Oh, sorry.
The
So-
one from the stage.
Yes.
You all see Eggha get up, walk over to this harpsichord, sit for a moment, and stare at it. You know, like that Eggha look that you've probably become used to seeing, where he's probably about to do something stupid. And then, with the addition of just this, wonderful music flows out. Like the whole cafe perks up. It's truly flawless playing, and loud enough that you can talk about whatever you'd like in relative secrecy.
So there's a distraction. Now, about that boat we need.
I am inclined to trust your judgment on this, James. You seem to know boats.
Well, if we were to steal something, it'd need to be small. Something no more than a schooner. Although, I doubt we'll find one of those easily in port. Those would be stuff like fishing boats. They go out and they don't return for a long time. If we find a fishing boat already in port, that would be better. It'd probably already have men on it. So we would need
I am god at the
harpsichord.
harpsichord.
Hire their services. They go make a slight detour for a little bit of extra cash, and we get a free ride. No one is any the wiser. No one can quite track us. We can pay a little bit more secrecy. We'll steal a boat. We have more free will. We can go where we like. Depends who we steal the boat from, because whoever we steal the boat from, there's probably a lot of them already in town, if not some of them on the boat still. They would know someone took it, and there will be most likely a search for it. Stealing a boat will require a lot of engineering to make it look very different from how it originally was. We need a backstory, we need a name, we need fake documents. I feel like for a journey as this, we need to be a little more discreet. I'd say fishing trolley, hiring one, probably the best option for us. Now, if you are more of a fan of hiding in plain sight, there are passenger ships, although they will be a little trickier. I don't recall many of them going towards the Isles, especially ones with very strange magic happening around them. Not very popular among the tourists. Probably not very popular among the king's men guarding it as ready as well. But I'm open to more suggestions.
Anyone?
I'm too busy playing the harpsichord. Yeah. I'm too
Okay,
play.
then.
Yeah, so I'm still playing the harpsichord like a boss.
Eggha is in
but
fact
you
still
weren't-
playing the
you weren't
harpsichord.
frankly the person that I'm expecting to answer. You're
Oh,
kind
in the
of just
meantime,
the go
roll me
with the
another
flow.
round of perception checks. Eggha does have to roll
16.
at disadvantage because you're playing the harpsichord. Masterfully, if I might add.
19.
15.
10.
Okay, you're oblivious. The rest of you would be able to notice. Sorry, I heard a 15, a 16, and a 19.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will give all of you that everyone who was staring at you before is definitely still staring at you. Ben in particular would notice that as Eggha got up to go play the harpsichord, the group that was sitting by the door kind of like shifted, but they didn't get up. They are not looking at you very kindly. They are also not looking at you like they are going to stab you right away. They look like they are waiting.
I don't think that we should continue talking here. I think perhaps we should go elsewhere. I'm not sure that we're very welcome here, to be honest.
I suppose they're not very friendly to strangers. Although in a town like this, they should be more welcoming to strangers. They have a pop. I'd say we can show them who not to mess with next time they see you. For now, I'd say we safe.
I can tell you
Aside-
that this was not the reaction that you received yesterday. I will give you that at least as free information. Do what you will with that.
It'd only look more suspicious if we were to... If they notice us, notice them. It'd only look more suspicious if we left, especially with eyes behind our backs. Just pretend
This is-
like no one's watching.
Alright, but I still suggest that we change our subject. Also, did anyone not pay their room? Just making sure that it's not the obvious. Is the tavern keeper treating us differently?
No, the tavern keeper has treated you quite kindly.
Okay, it's not the room then.
She's greeted you quite warmly. Your food is definitely not poisoned. Nothing like that. She also hadn't mentioned like any issue of non-payment.
Okay. I agree that perhaps staying here would be less suspicious. However, I don't think that we should continue the discussion that we were in the middle of.
Well, I'll tell you that thankfully you won't need to think of a new discussion topic
Of course not.
because there is a set of heavy footsteps outside. Pretty heavy, metallic. And then there is a sharp knock on the door. And the door is pulled open by several guards as these footsteps enter, and you see a magnificently plumed helmet with a large blue feather as Grelvom Cloudblight turns to you all, flips up his face helmet, and sneers. That's them, gods. That's the thieves. So, I'm going to need all of you, please and thank you, to roll some initiative.
Glares at James for a second.
Fun fact, I did actually start a real life timer for that at some point, and then was just waiting until it ran out. Oh, I shouldn't laugh maniacally, but it's too
That's
tempting.
I have a question. I do have
Possible
a question.
answer? Yes.
If I inherit a spell as a feat, does it still require a lot of the same sort of ways of casting a spell as learning one? Like, say I inherit invisibility.
So
then you still need the casting requirements for invisibility.
Damn it. Okay.
yeah. So it's one of those things of it depends on which specific requirement you're talking about. But if you're talking about like VSM, verbal somatic, like especially verbal somatic, like generally, so one of my rules is for material components, it depends on the spell, and for a lot of spells, like
The material
It's-
is like a basic. It's a basic component. I'm more of.
If it doesn't have a
Can I
gold
make
piece
it
cost,
less
yeah.
obvious that it's an
So I will
invisibility
allow
spell?
you to make a stealth check when you cast it, but you could succeed or fail that.
Hmm.
All right, I have to move your little bookmark over to this map that I just made. And the grid lines don't all like 100% totally line up, and you can whine about it later. So y'all are gonna be like probably like here. Yeah, Eggha can be over there. All right, let me get everyone on here. And I'm just gonna leave the harpsichord music because why
One more
not?
question.
Yes, possible answer.
Can I have 2 concentration spells active
No.
at once, or is that a definite no?
You
That's
cannot.
a definite no. Okay.
That is
that's
a definite no.
That's just base ruling.
Yeah, no, that is like one of the biggest equalizing factors.
No, yeah, that is
concentration.
very understandable. I wasn't quite sure on that rule, so I wanted to make sure of it.
I
Okay.
personally appreciate people making sure that they understand rules.
Sorry, I'm getting all my tokens out there. I might need to make that token. God damn it. For now, at least, he'll be that, because it'll be funny. That shall be Grelvalm, until I actually make him a token properly. And, dang it, I still haven't set up initiative and roll 20. I'll get there. I'll get there, people. I'll get there. It'll happen. So. Do I have those initiative rolls?
Well,
I need to. Sorry, I need
no, that's not a
to
27.
sign back in. I was signed out of.
Oh, you are
Roll20.
all good. It gives me time to also get initiative rolls set up.
That's a 26, not a 27.
You probably go first. I'm gonna go ahead and
pretty
just
sure I'll go first.
put that, and if I'm wrong, then goddamn I'm wrong.
I mean, I have a +7 initiative. I don't think most people get over a +5.
This is
also
very
have a
true.
21.
But 21, alright.
That would be
Alright, give me just. Alright. So
I'll bring
presumably.
up the rear with 13.
Alright.
Which
Y'all
is
have
fine.
gotten fortunate.
I don't need high initiative. I'm good not going first, guys.
Sorry, will you give me a sec to make sure no one just got fucking murdered in my house? Because that was a huge ass thump. Sorry, give me just a second. I'm gonna go make sure no one's dead.
In the meantime, let's listen to more harpsichord music.
I always forget how to add me onto the board.
You click the little. You click the
There
little
we go.
newspaper, and you drag yourself from the character list onto the board.
If I'm
Oh yeah, we're
really
gonna be
lucky,
over.
I have the correct me available.
Alright. Nope, it's just my sister thumping her suitcase on the floor. Alright.
I'm just remembering when my my other DM, who has an 8-year-old, heard a loud crash and then heard "everything's okay" and immediately just booked it downstairs.
Oh.
We love that.
I love to see
Alright. Yeah, so y'all are probably around this table. Eggha's over there. This is the group that's by the door. This is the group in the corner. Oh, yes, and then let me add Glor to the initiative. Okay, so sorry,
Glor's
we
with
had...
me.
Yeah. Yes, and so we had Eggha, and then we had James with a 20-something or other. We had Evect, I believe, next. Evect.
Yeah, James.
And then we had
21. Effect at 18. And then
yes,
Finn at a 13.
yes, which actually that is going to be behind the. All right. So, what I will say is that you all can definitely see 2 guards at the door with Grelvom. It is also, and I'm just giving y'all a primer on the place, like things you couldn't easily tell from looking at it. It is also what I would say is the only convenient exit from the place. There are windows on this level. There is also an upstairs. There's not fucking stairs on this map. God damn it. Back to me making shapes. I know. Cringe. The stairs will just be like here. Those are stairs. You get the point. And there is like an upstairs, probably like 2 levels upstairs with rooms, etc. But they are
Stairs
currently
go up
standing at
over
the
the
only actual
bar?
door. Pretend that the bar ends like here.
Oh, okay.
Ish. Hang on. It didn't work. You get my point. Pretend that the bar is not where the stairs are anymore. Because I realized that there aren't stairs on this map, and it's upsetting. Yeah, like right there. The windows are like, you can like essentially like where the, like if you see the little things around the edge, I'm pinging some of them. Those are windows. They are not barred, but they are made of glass and they are relatively small. So if you want to try and go out the windows, you risk, at least if you're just diving headfirst through them, you'll probably have to make an athletics or acrobatics check. And B, you might hurt yourself. So
I like those. I like those odds.
this is the initiative order. Hopefully everyone can see that more or less. Fucking ring light, I swear to God.
That's visible.
I will point out that we have a construct who doesn't bleed.
See, I like this kind of thinking. Unfortunately, you don't have forever to plan. So,
Nope.
let's go ahead and start with Eggha.
I mean,
What are you gonna do? You're playing the harpsichord. Actually, you've probably noticed shit at this point.
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that you are probably blessedly noticed this go down.
Oh,
You rolled a 10. It's good enough.
I gave sword to guards. Didn't steal. Found it.
Are you trying to convince them that you didn't steal the sword?
Because I didn't.
He didn't.
I didn't.
Roll me a persuasion check.
He believes he did good. He returned the sword.
He's
That's a
good, man.
16. I'm a good guy. I returned the sword to the guards.
Relvom peers over at you and just gives sort of a slight scoff. Fine. Spare the... You're an orc, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Fine. Spare the orc. I suppose... Well, let's just say he seems rather simple anyway. I'm not sure he'd understand a concept such as thievery, unlike the rest of these scoundrels.
Little man says big words.
Did you just call me little?
He's shorter than me, so yes.
You're not, like, he somehow puts on an extra half-inch of height, and you're not sure if it's because he's standing up on his tippy toes in his big metal boots, or if it's somehow out of, like, sheer fragile masculinity. But he does, like, grow half an inch. He also seems much less inclined after that comment to let you go free. So, is that your turn?
I mean, I stopped playing the harpsichord and I ready in action in case the little man approaches me.
Okay, are you readying an attack if he comes up to you?
Yes, I'm readying an attack if he comes in range.
Wonderful! So, that leads me to James, and after that will be Evict. What do you want to do, James?
Oh, what do I want to do? I want to bully this boy.
Okay.
What can I start with? I noticed I believe I remember they weren't that strong earlier, correct? They had trouble wielding their sword.
Yeah, because
So
it's
I would say if you're trying to size up the situation, roll me your choice of an investigation or perception check. Actually, let's say investigation because that involves intelligence.
Alright.
Actually, I'll take either. Either could be applicable to size up the situation here.
If you'll take either, then it's a 19.
So here's what I would tell you. From looking at Grelvom, he is likely not much of a threat. He like, first of all, is like clearly like, you know, very much in a huff. And yes, you notice some of the same things about him. If he's fighting, his feet are set completely wrong. He also like appears to have just grabbed like kind of a random like shitty like guard spear, so he's not necessarily armed that well either.
The
That
guards.
said, there are 2 guards that you can see in the doorway. You would also know that this city definitely has more than 2 guards, and that there has been ample time to summon guards. Like, if you want, you can try and get a peek out the doorway. I'm trying to figure out if you can see out of the doorway where you are. Hold on. 'Cause then...
I could see
Actually,
to this
yes.
bush.
Yeah, so you can see that, like, around here, there is, like, at least 2 more guards outside. So what I would tell you is that Grelvom himself is not necessarily a threat, but clearly, somehow, there has been information, like, you know what I mean? Like, basically, do what you will with this information. There's presumably a decent number of guards here, and more maybe on the way.
Okay. I had something that I'm trying to... Where is it? Here it is. Okay. How far am I? 25? Okay.
I just got the one man that tried to spare me small, and now he's probably gonna beat my ass.
Alright, I'm going to step up to them. I'm gonna step up to them. 25 over here. Please, gentlemen, there is no need to be in such a fuss. If you check your office, you'll see that we've already returned the sword to one of your fellow guards, right at the entrance, right at the gate just down the road. We found it lying on the floor. We lost sight of the man on the way. We thought it'd be best to return it to him, although we didn't quite know which way we came from on the way to town. It was already far too late, so. That's why the sword is in the town right now, right in one of your towers.
Roll me a persuasion check.
That is gonna be a 17.
A 17.
Yes.
So, Grelvom and the guards, like, sort of pause. And, like, the guards are sort of like, wait, like, what? And look at each other. Like, they sort of, like, turn to each other and they're like, is it true? Was it a sword found? I'm not really sure. Well, shall we, let's... alright, did you say you gave it to a guard?
Yes, right at the right when we got into the town, there was this big gate. There was a tower. We walked in. We gave the sword to one of the guards. We said, "Hey, we found this sword on the road. Obviously, it was very valuable, so it's probably someone very important lost it. We gave it to them. They currently are in possession of it, although they looked a little befuddled when we did give it to them."
So they sort of pause for a moment, and then Grelvom angrily doubles down. And he's like, excuse you, I know that rat bastard over there stole my sword. What did you do? You went to shake my hand and stole my sword out from under my nose? I think I would have noticed if my sword had been lying on the road in front of me. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you seem to have been a little wobbly. Your posture was a little off. Your hands were shaking when you were holding it. I can easily imagine if it may have gotten too heavy. Maybe some wild animal. I mean, I know those lands like the back of my hand. There's some animals out there. They like to snatch shiny things and try to take it to the den. Obviously, realized it was either far too heavy or far too big to take it home, and got quite a far ways with it. We just happened to find it on the road. Just a couple, I'd say a couple yards away from where we met you.
All right. So, roll me another deception check.
Deception.
I know this seems repetitive. Yeah, I probably should have said deception the first time around
shit.
because you were in fact full of shit. But you know, here we are.
I would like to use an inspiration.
You may.
Inspiration is just a reroll, yeah.
It's advantage. So, you get to roll and keep the higher number.
Well, 11.
You came up with
Grelvalm.
that story without having a good. Okay.
Might have been some bad rolls. It was very easy to
Yeah,
get a 4 or
I've
5.
had good rolls today. Okay.
The guards still seem slightly uncertain, but Grelvalm at this point is absolutely fuming. He pretty much seems like he is trying to restrain himself from like actually assaulting you. And he turns to the guards and says, "Look, my family is very well known around these parts, and let's just say that them behind bars will result in an excellent day for all of you. Arrest them." And
what was your
that seems
family's
to have
name
made up
again?
their minds.
Oh. Well, but I tried. Fog
You
cloud.
tried. And I will, because I feel so bad. Okay, go ahead.
Well, because it's initiative order, like, I would have said something to help, but I didn't know if that was able. Like,
If you want to, I'll let you. Talking is...
yeah,
no, it's hard because I should... no, you do come before him. All right, you can add your piece. You can add your piece. And I will... Okay. Let me see who goes before... All right, you can add your piece. I don't think Finn can.
No.
Go
Finn
for
doesn't
it.
have anything anyway. They're not persuasive.
Are you really saying that such a fine, strong adventurer like yourself would have been duped by the mere commoners that is what you see before you? I mean, we saw your magnificent sword. You were wielding it powerfully. But so we knew it was yours. That's why we had Greenie hand it off to the guards.
What'd you call me?
He's calling me Greenie.
Greenie was the one that handed it off to the guards.
Alright, yeah, I'm just the one who picked it up. Yeah.
But you were telling your stories of might and majesty. We can't compete with that, obviously. Do you really think that we would be able to take it from you without so much as a bead of sweat on our brow? No. You dropped it, sir. I'm sorry. It's easy to misplace things with grand tales such as yours.
There is a deep inhale and a deep exhale, but you have cornered him. And so he pauses and turns to the guards and goes, "As much as I wish I could arrest them for slandering my good name and the name of my family, they are correct that obviously mongrels such as them could never have bested one such as I. After all, having slayed little dragons, what is that one to me?" And he spits on the floor in James's direction, which does earn an indignant "Oi, what the fuck?" from the innkeeper, who gets completely ignored. He leans in and stares James in the eyes. Well, let's just say that thank you for, of course, catching my rather careless mistake as I was caught up with disposing of far more important threats such as those bandits. I appreciate you being a good janitor. And best of luck in your travels. He turns and walks out of the bar. So, the guards just kind of stand there for a second like,
Now what?
but they just sort of look at you all and give a slight shrug and mumble like, sorry for the inconvenience, I guess. Guess we'll go show this wanker where his sword is or whatever. You have a good day. And
while the
with that...
cape of-
Hey,
and
wanna
go
hear?
ahead.
Big dramatic
Billow.
bow with the cape of billowing just flowing out behind me.
Hey, wanna hear me play this instrument again?
You shout that after them?
Yes. Don't have an
Like the
instrument.
guards?
Yes.
Oh, he's shouting it to. Oh.
In general, I'm just shouting it from the corner because I never left.
When Eggha's
The
not looking at the harpsichord, I make one of the keys black. Black and glowing
Okay.
like a crystal.
There are already black keys on the harpsichord.
Yes, but this one's black and glowing,
Oh.
and it was not black and glowing before. Because chaos reigns.
Because Evact is a jerk.
Evact's a menace.
Evact's a menace.
Evact's a
Thank you,
menace.
I couldn't remember.
So, the cafe room goes up with a resounding, like, round of cheers. They're very eager to hear more of Eggha's playing. And in fact, although most of the guards that you can see turn to leave, like, one or two of them pop their heads back in and say, well, the harpsichord was rather nice when we rolled up. Sort of a shame that it stopped because of the whole funny business. And they'll, like, they won't sit with you, but they'll sort of, like, take a seat in the corner and, take a sip of banana ale and make, of course, the pleasantly surprised face that many folks do.
I rolled a 15
And it is an
for-
inspiration-heavy session, because, for the record, you get inspiration, Kira, and you get inspiration, Evan, because that was freaking fantastic.
That was awesome.
I rolled
That
a
was very well done, y'all.
I rolled a 15, and also I touched the glowy key because Eggha thought, hey, maybe if I start with this key now.
So you rolled a 15?
Yes.
It's not quite as good as last time, but it's surprisingly passable harpsichord playing. That much can be said for certain. I will say, I don't know if Evan has his headset on, but sorry I didn't let you talk earlier, Evan. I'm stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to say that about myself. I'm
It is
forgetful.
hard doing persuading like that in the
Initiative.
middle of combat, so I figured worst that could happen with asking. I thought about intervening, but I'm like, no, it's not my turn in initiative. But thank
Yeah,
you for
well, and
letting
I'll admit, like, I wasn't going to give the outright just lie to you guys very easily, because I'm like, he knows. I'm sorry, but he knows. But
But it's
that
not
was
whether
pretty
he knows
masterfully
that's
done.
important.
Yeah, I was really
Exactly.
hoping just the guards would leave. They take all their friends home. I wanted to just entangle and just pull that man to the floor.
yeah, well, and I felt really bad, but right after he rolled a 19, and then you only rolled an 11, so I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I wasn't beating that. I
Yeah,
have
because I think you
no-
rolled high at first, but then once you rolled a 19,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, buddy. All right,
I have
buddy.
no bonuses to those charisma stats. I would have needed a nat 20.
Oh yeah.
Frankly, makes this even more impressive.
Honestly, I'm gonna be so
We
real.
found whose boat we are going to steal.
Oh shit.
I mean, I will say it's entirely up to you all what you would like to do. I'm not saying that if you wanted to try and steal a boat, I had that exact scenario planned out, assuming that you would also be running from like 12 guards, but that's besides the point. I'm not saying
I mean,
that.
if we had to run
but...
from 12 guards, I feel like stealing the boat would have been option number 1. I
Hold
think
on,
we have a little
Hey,
more
I
time
would
to
rather
work
run
with
from
now,
the
though.
guards in a stolen boat than on foot any day.
Did we just accidentally circumvent everything you planned, Milo?
No, it's
That's what
fantastic.
D&D's all about.
I will admit, seeing y'all solve a situation with like social skills, I would admit I'm crying tears of joy. I'm so proud. Like, not even a patronizing way. I just shit y'all. That was good. I'm proud.
This is the first
Confused.
character
Where
I've
did our
not built around
murder hobo-ness
charisma,
go?
and I've done stuff like this with.
Well, I didn't expect murder hoboing, but you know. I
We did.
expected
We've
some
had it
shenanigans with
before.
Glor diving out a window and everyone like Dark Souls rolling out in their cloaks or some shit. I don't know. That's what I
That is right.
expected. Anyway,
Oh no,
so
as soon as I
Oh,
saw
go ahead.
him, I was planning on playing on that ego of his. Like, really? Are you really willing to admit that you got bested by us? In front
I will
of
say-
God and everyone.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have at least James roll me an insight check before I forget.
Alright. That is 20.
Fantastic. That was
Unnatural.
definitely I'm going to find you and kill you look. Like that was not a I'm leaving now forever.
I am.
Okay, I'm just
This
making
is
sure
my
y'all.
new favorite character. I love this.
Okay,
dude.
wonderful.
I want this rival. I want to just end the campaign. I want to just humiliate this dude.
Oddly enough, like the humiliation of men with fragile masculinity has been an oddly consistent theme across both campaigns, like completely unintentionally, but I'm here for it. Anyway,
I mean,
so I will say
the fact that he grew half an inch after I called him short, which I also did previous session. Short men use big words.
true.
I mean, also to be fair, it's probably the most he's grown ever.
Fair.
Oh my god! Y'all gonna start writing this shit for when you see him again. Alright, I mean, what if?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I won't.
No,
I will be angry if this boy does not come back.
It's one of those things where I try to keep an air of ambiguity and mystery as the DM, but like you rolled a 20 and he is at least going to attempt to come find you and kill you. Like that's the look of a kind of death vengeance pact thing.
Joke's on him.
So-
I'm into that shit.
I will say he does at least appear to be gone for the time being. You did see him like sort of storm off down the street with some of the guards. Given that y'all are just now vibing, what would you all like to do? Eggha is currently playing the harpsichord for a room that is not quite as enthralled as earlier, but it's still like, yeah, it's good. It's lovely.
Hey, keep another round over here.
The barkeep, the barkeep actually probably would have gone and gotten like a mop to mop up the spit. And when you say that, she sort of shrugs and she's like, "Did you want the banana ale or the regular?"
Give us the ale.
Banana!
Banana ales all around. And the two of yours are free for getting rid of that mannerless. Ugh. Anyway. She points at Evect and James and finishes mopping the spit up before going to get you all a round of banana ales.
Have you encountered the chandelier buffoon before?
He's passed through once or twice in this town. She'll reply. This will she will have gone to put away the mop and then get the bales and then come back. But she will come back and actually as you ask her, she'll briefly take a seat at your table. And say he comes through every now and again. He likes to throw his weight around an awful lot. But truthfully, that boy has yet to learn that bluster and daddy's money won't get him everywhere in this life. Unfortunately, it's a lesson some learn far later than others.
Ah, daddy's money. That explains where the sword actually came from.
Oh, yes. Has he been peddling that nonsense about being a famous adventurer again?
Not very successfully.
He doesn't.
You
have
should
to
have
have
seen
a
the
boat
one
in
night
this
he got
town,
beat
does
up
he?
before he had that suit of armor made for him. He decided it would be a bright idea to start a bar fight, and let's just say I didn't think it was possible to see 3 black eyes on a man. After that, he usually wears the tin can.
Certainly wasn't wearing it the last time we saw him, at least not all of it.
It's very fancy and all, and it's... At the end of the day, I don't like to make too big of a fuss because, well, the Cloudblights, at the end of the day, are a rather renowned and wealthy family. They're not the sort of folks that I'd like to get on the wrong side of personally.
Might
Finn
be
looks
too late
over.
for that.
Fuck.
He doesn't have a fancy yacht in this town, does he?
Finn looks just sharply over at him. Are you fucking... Are you...
Does he own a fancy... Well, I'm not exactly sure what a yacht is, but he likely doesn't own a ship in this town. But if he doesn't already, he will by the end of the day, trust me.
Okay, just need to keep an eye out for fancy chandeliers
Say,
going on boats. Got it.
you said he got the armor. He's from around here, yes? He must have gotten the armor in this town.
I believe he had it made here. Presumably, well, the Cloudblights aren't actually based here. They have their own, manor that's, I believe, outside of Ancaster, actually. Between Ancaster and here. Some sort of private estate, at least I've heard. But they, do a lot of business in this town. And so I'd imagine if you had handed that sword off to some guard, he may not have, but likely someone recognized the Cloudblight family crest if it was on it.
They seemed a little confused when they did get their hands on it. But you mentioned their business. I imagine I imagine that business. Well, at least of that one, a lot of money to be spent to quite well known, quite well known craftsman. Would you happen to know a good tailor around here? Someone who works well with levers and the sorts.
Oh, a good tailor. Actually, yes. I know the best. She's a bit of an oddball, but truthfully, she can sew anything for you in just a moment's notice.
Do you
Bit
happen
of an
to
oddball. She fit right in.
do you happen to know their name? Maybe where
Oh.
they may be working?
Of course, I ought to share that with you. Give me just a moment as I go to
Sorry
find
to
a
put you on
name.
the spot like this.
No,
but
it's fine. I just didn't have my name generator already open. Normally I do, but I
So-
didn't.
Boblin,
What's up?
Fun thing, when I heard sew or tailor, and that she could sew anything, the first thing that happened in my head was translating it to Dutch, and in that case it would translate to someone that can screw anything. In the sexual term.
Ah, understandable.
Thank you for that. I would like to clarify. Actually,
I'm not looking for that
I
kind
can
of
clarify
tailor.
2 bits of Mondelune lore while I'm thinking about it, because I realized someone brought this up in the other group, and I realized that I had not explicitly told you all this. Normally, I would have found a convenient way to work it into the description, but whatever, we're here. And I'll forget if I try and do it later. There is no currently moon in the sky. Like, the world had one moon, and then the moon went... to put it very simply.
We're going to the moon now.
Yes. But I guess, like, this wasn't actually clear that, like, there wasn't, like, a moon in the sky, because someone, like, was then, like, really confused about it in the other group. So, like, the night is always moonless. Like, there's stars, so it's not, like, always pitch black, per se. But, like, if you look up at the sky, there is not, in fact, like, a moon up there. Secondly, tailors are not whorehouses. Those are separate. At least typically in most locations that you will visit. And if there's an anomaly, I'm sure as hell not making it up on the spot here.
I was just trying to buy time for you to use the name gen.
Oh, thanks. So she will inform you. that there is a tailor by the name of Tenra, and that she has a shop that is like sort of y'all are mostly like in the center of the town. She has a shop that is not too far. It's probably a couple blocks to the southeast.
Thank you kindly.
Finn is
Of course, no
confused. Why do we
problem.
need a tailor?
I lean in. Gotta one up that dude. They're gonna hate me the next time I see them, and I will make sure of it.
You guys are going to fashion frame and make your characters look really cool so that you can outclass him visually.
I have a goal
And this
now.
does not make sense to Finn in the slightest.
Oh, that's true, actually. Finn wouldn't get it either way.
No. Finn is like, clothes are for protecting the body. And they do recognize that they are also useful for fitting into social situations, but they cannot actually figure out how that works. Just that it works.
So the concept of using clothing as an ultimate diss is a little beyond them. Very fair. But yeah,
Eggha has.
she nods.
I've stopped,
go ahead.
I've stopped playing the harpsichord and I'm gonna grab my drink now.
All right, wonderful.
It's this entire time I was just there standing, making music.
Eggha, of course, naturally gets tired of playing the harpsichord after a little bit. So.
Fair.
Hang on, I'm going to fix the thing. Anyway, there we go. I will fix the music while we talk. Anyway, hold on. Sorry, I'm having a moment. Excuse me. Yes, but oh, there we go. I found it. I literally somehow, even though I've done this several times, literally just forgot how to go out and change the playlist and was like, where is the button? Where is the button? Anyway, so, God, what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, she's like, yes, Tenra actually, made this dress for me. It's quite lovely. And she points to her dress, which is sort of like a nice, like purple, two-piece dress with a skirt that is also covered in bananas.
Of course.
But I hope, I trust you all have been enjoying your travels to Marinshire.
Yes.
Well, it's been eventful, that's for sure.
Someone has the skills of yes.
Wonderful. Well, I suppose if you have any other questions, just let me know. And until then, enjoy your stay and, just, I suppose, steer clear of him and be cautious. He may not present much of a threat, but, well, even a worm with resources is a worm. And she will stand up and, return to bartending. Sure.
Cool.
Are you all going to linger or travel to Terror?
Well, that does explain.
Or third option.
Third option. Well, all of that definitely does explain the strange looks that we've been getting, and frankly, I'm relieved that that's all it was.
And let's just hope that's let's just hope that's all that was. And that no one else still has prying eyes on us.
Has everybody else's looks gone back to normal?
I'll give this to you for free because y'all have rolled pretty good perception, and I'm not gonna make you roll again because it's pretty obvious that they haven't. Like, or how do I put this? Actually, I'm gonna say roll me an insight. Actually, roll me an insight check. I lied. Roll me an insight check for this.
Not perception?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
It will be clear in a moment.
Okay.
Insight. That is an 11.
17.
2.
Hey, natural 20.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, no,
Total
you
20.
two know nothing. Finn and Evict. So all of you would notice that at this point, a lot of people around the room are sort of like staring at you. Not staring, but like glancing at you. Those of you who rolled sorry, I'm gonna say decently because I can't think of a better way to put it. So Finn and Evict would like notice that they're no longer like, how do I put this? Before, they were glances of recognition. Like you could probably piece together that basically, like, presumably, actually, I'm gonna give this to all for free. Presumably, somehow, like, even the people inside the tavern or like the cafe area of the Bonanza found out that like you were wanted in some capacity. Recognized that, went to alert the guards. Like y'all can probably piece that. I'll give that to y'all. If your characters aren't intelligent enough to know that, you can discern for yourself. The glances that are happening are now more of just like there was a public hubbub, and so like it's just in people's nature to like look at the source of the public hubbub, but it's no longer like suspicious. Or like if it is suspicious, it's more of like people are deciding amongst, like it's definitely not a we have pegged your mission, and like it's more of like, I wonder if those people are actually thieves. They're kind of sussy, you know, like it's more of like that. So it's like they're not, it's definitely not like I would say anything to worry about, but it's, I mean, a bunch of guards just stormed in, a guy screamed at you, spit on the floor, and left. Like it's the kind of glances that are gonna happen after that happens.
Fair enough. So are we now? I don't understand. Are we going to the Isles? Are we going to rent a ship? Or are we? Why are we going to a tailor? And she's looking at. They're looking at James's pretty
well,
nice clothes, and you seem to be fine for attire.
Not fine enough. For where I come from, look is also a statement, although a little more meaningful than this, so clumsy. Honestly. I'll find a better name for it eventually. But, you know, it's something to keep us a little busy. Surely securing a ship, at least if we're not stealing one, it'll take some days before they'll be ready to set off. I'd like something to keep me busy. And what better than going back on the seas for the first time in a long time, with a new me.
Well, your argument against stealing a ship had made quite a bit of sense to me.
Exactly. So, no, stealing a ship means we can't set out right away. Can't set out right away, well, might as well see what the town has to offer.
Alright. So I will ask, are you going to go and essentially like talk to any ship captains? Or like are you going to try and arrange transport now then and then go do other stuff? Or
Yeah.
okay.
I'd say probably like look around, probably look for like more smaller ships, ships that's obviously like fishing trolleys and whatnot, stuff that would be more readily available to make a detour, especially for cheaper.
Okay. Absolutely. So, are you all headed down to the docks?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm probably heading down to the docks.
All right, wonderful. So, I will say, unless you would like to talk to someone, roll me a quick investigation check to find your way down to the docks.
Investigation?
Yeah, investigation.
12.
So you know what remember what my last roll was? Reverse it.
oh,
That one?
Yep.
nice.
That is a bit rough, buddy. That is a bit rough, I will admit.
Oh, it's my turn to lead effects the right way, because I rolled a 7. That is that is with modifiers.
I mean,
Yeah.
Let's both get lost.
Rolled ones on investigation checks. I just want to point out.
Yeah. I got an 11, and that's with a +5, so I'm not doing much better.
Okay. Last investigation roll, James.
Help!
I got a 12.
A 12.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
are
I
got
going
12
inland
earlier.
at least.
That, I will say, will be generally good enough to find your way to the docks. It will probably be a little bit more of a wandering path than it might have been otherwise. But, you know.
Mostly because Effect and Eggha just decide, oh, this is where the docks are, and go into random alleyway.
Basically, like, y'all just kind of have to, like, keep being like, which I'd imagine Evect hopefully would be a little bit more perceptive to Eggha.
Time to get the rope again, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just picturing every single intersection Effect and Eggha are just this way, no, this way. Like, just the two heads of the ogre that have no idea what's going on and just being led along by the hands after a while.
And
Oh,
James
basically.
and Finn are both like, I'm pretty sure it's... Well, it's not that way.
No, like, we're walking towards the ocean, and Eggha and Effect are both dead set on north and south.
Basically.
Incredible. So I will say just real quick, as you all are heading down, just roll me a round of perception checks. I know, I'm sorry, it's a lot of perception checks and shit this time, alright? Be patient.
You just keep wanting me to roll without modifiers. That's like
Okay, here's the thing. At least it's not as bad as the other group, because they have a character who is blind at least part of the time, and so literally half the time, these are 50% of the interactions that we have. All right, everyone, roll me a round of perception checks. I can't see. I know you can't see. Roll it anyway.
Maybe you smell something.
Roll it anyway. I don't
Smell,
care.
hear, taste, feel.
I got a nat 20, by the way.
A nat 20.
I rolled a 10.
I am ahead of Eggha with an 11.
Okay. So I will say that all of you notice that you definitely get some glances as you go through town, but presumably shit has been at least, like, somewhat diffused. Did anyone else roll above a 15? Besides Finn? I don't think so, right? Okay. Finn, you would notice that as you pass at least one board, there is in fact currently a wanted poster up of like all of you. Like there is like it's like hastily made. No, it has like a rough sketch of like your different faces on it. It's, how do I put this? It's accurate to a point. Like, you know, like that scene in Tangled where, like, you know, Flynn Rider finds a wand and he's like, this doesn't even look like me.
I know it's wrong.
Exactly.
Can we please have it be more like Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cast in the play?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
The
like, for
stars
example,
on the wrong side!
they've mixed like Finn and Eggha up, so it's like this like enormous, like weirdly pale orc. Glor is like sort of recognizable as a dog, but could also be a badger, even like a really large cat.
I was hoping Glor would get switched with me.
Oh, wow.
No. You're just trying to switch Glor with Eggha, apparently, or at least convince him as such. Like James is just sort of like. James is just sort of like the features are just not there. Like they gave you like hair, like curly hair that you don't even like have. And Evict has two like prosthetic arms.
You know, this is probably what my papa looked like if I knew the man.
think we need to worry.
I mean,
I will say, are you going to leave it up or take it down?
I'm keeping one.
Souvenir.
Yeah, if they all walk around, especially because y'all do a little bit of wandering path, there are definitely a few of them around. So you can, grab them if you so wish.
me
I'm
not
just gonna,
that
I'm gonna
pale.
grab one and I'm just gonna like put it in my pack. I'm gonna keep it on me.
Sounds good. All right, so eventually, you all are able to make your way downtown, walking fast. I'm just kidding. Make your way down to the docks, or at least a dock that you can find. And so you would see that there are several different ships here. At least one of them looks to be like a pretty large trading ship. It's actually being unloaded right now. So it's pretty busy. There are also a couple of others. So there is a very beat up rowboat at a dock. So here, I made this map. I might as well just show it to you guys. So you'll have to imagine that there's another dock and another ship that's not actually here, but essentially here there'd be a large trading ship like bigger than this. Pretty huge. A little ways out into the bay, there's this ship, which is a moderately sized 2-mast schooner. It is currently anchored out in sort of the little bay by Marinshire. This map doesn't capture all this. So again, just imagine there's a big ass ship here. All right, imagine. Use your imaginations.
D&D players with imagination? What?
I know, right? It's shocking. Here, all right, big ship. There is a rowboat at sort of this northern dock. There's some, and this you guys can sort of be poking around and see these. There's some barrels in the bottom, and you vaguely see a figure slumped over them. There is also a small sloop that is sitting right here, currently docked. There appears to be aboard the sloop. Currently, you only see there's a little brown crab scuttling around on the deck.
Like actual crab size?
Yeah, there's a little crab,
Okay.
a little average crabs, that big, average crab size.
Alright, now which one of these looks like it's ready to go sailing?
All of them.
So I will tell you that the big ship that's getting unloaded will definitely need to, you would know, it'll need to be in town for a few days to resupply, and let the crew rest. If they've come across the Middle Sea, you could go ask, but they've potentially been traveling for a while. I'll just tell that to you. You can go chat with them for sure, but it's also not the type of ship you're looking for. The rowboat and sloop are kind of a mystery. They don't look not ready to go. You're not sure what's up with them. You could guess by the fact that the schooner is anchored that it's probably been here for at least a day, and could be ready to go relatively soon. You could also wait and check back later if you wanted. You could also see if the town has another dock, but these are the options that are here.
So, wait, so is it, I forgot how to do the ping.
Hold left
Just click
click.
and hold. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So this one, so you said this one's anchored. What about this one? Is this one the empty one?
That's a sloop.
This is the sloop with the crab on it.
Let's look at the crab.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if a sloop would need an anchor. If it needs an anchor, it's anchored, but like it's probably mostly just tied up to the dock. The sloop is not huge. It's definitely big enough to like fit all of you on it. But like it's not like an enormous ship. It's probably about, I might need to size this up ever so slightly depending. Let me see if I got these proportions right at all. Yeah, it could probably be like a tad bigger, but yeah, it's probably like about that big. It's probably like 25 feet in length or so. Maybe that's too small for a ship. I think that should be about right. The rowboat is tiny. The rowboat will like barely fit all of you in it. Like, barely.
Hold on, 25 feet. That's about 8 meters.
I think I'll see if
I'll
I
do that
can find the shipmaster, see what's going on with the sloop currently docked.
With the sloop currently docked. All right. So, how are you finding out? Are you like walking on board?
I'll check out on board first. If I don't see anyone, I'll probably look for there's probably like a harbor master or some sort of like station nearby where the harborman would work.
Okay. So, like, are you walking up to the ship, onto the ship?
Yeah, I'll walk onto the ship first.
Okay. As you go to step onto the ship, the crab scuttles up to you and like clicks its claws at you.
Hello there, little fella. You seem to be a little stuck on this little rather big for you vessel.
Thank you.
It's
I'll take that
the
as a
clicking
yes.
doesn't necessarily like, it isn't necessarily in a specific rhythm. The crab is just like scuttled in front of you as you've like walked onto the ship, and is clicking its claws at you.
I don't think that you're supposed to be.
You
on
are
there
an
without-
interesting
It's just like
little
looking at
fella.
you.
I'm gonna stick my finger in it.
Really?
You're going to stick your finger in it, like
Yeah,
its claw?
in the snipping claw.
It snips your finger. Take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Ben is watching all of
I'm
this
trying to
and goes, "I
remember
don't
what
think
this
you're
is,
supposed to be on
what it's
this."
called. Okay.
My god, did the druid take speak
if
with
I
animals?
transform into a crab, do I understand crab's language?
Give me a moment, I must check something.
I will say, speaking as a druid in another one, probably not.
Probably
but
not.
that's a DM's ruling.
The answer is kind of that it depends, but I have to find a... Hold on, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Just a moment, please. Where are you? Roll me a luck check.
Alright, come on, Lucky. I need to speak crab today. 15.
15. You could guess that some form of rudimentary communication could probably be established, possibly by claw clicking. It might require a performance check, but or some level of, you know, you could probably get some level of rudimentary communication across. Would be my answer. But you couldn't be like, "Hello, fellow crab. How are you doing today? You know, good morrow."
I mean, I don't know if like that kind of communication will be able to really get me anywhere. Oh, I mean, I don't think there's no reason not to try though. Like, his wild shape is just, yeah, just have too used to it. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'll turn into the crab. I'll see if I
All
can
right.
speak with it.
All right. You transform into a crab, and the crab seems quite surprised. It sort of like scuttles back from you, and then does like a hesitant little like click click.
I will try to click back at the crab. I click language.
Okay. Do you like just mirror its clicking?
I'll start by mirroring it.
Okay.
I'll see. I'll try to learn something. I don't know what I'm gonna learn, but I'm gonna try to learn it.
It sort of like dips its eye stalks for a moment, and you could guess that it's like maybe some sort of greeting. The like crab like sort of like tilts its little like crab like eye stalks and then like clicks and then like points a claw at you. It seems to sort of be like asking like who you are or like what your deal is. It's clearly an inquisitive gesture.
I'm gonna tap the. I'm gonna tap my claws on the boat, and then point back at them.
Attempting to convey what?
Is this is boat theirs?
Okay. Roll me a performance check.
Oh fuck's. The one time.
Well, what is it?
It's a 2.
I'm going to lean
The
over
crab
to
seems
Finn.
confused. Wait, what'd you say?
I'm just going to lean over to Finn. 2 copper on the one that knows how to be a crab.
How do I flip off in crab?
Like pinch the other arm lightly. The crab seems kind of confused and just does the gesture back at you. I will say, are y'all being like quiet or more loud?
If I find out one of you has animal speak, I swear to God.
I would never lie about something like that. Not talk about it, yes, but lie, no.
How did James turn into a crab?
That was a surprising number of like what's the word? Like not filler words, but like, you know, conjunctions? Maybe? I don't know. Conjunction type words for Eggha.
For Eggha, yes.
Or for what did I say? You know what I mean. Eggha. The crab like sort of like just then like pauses and then bangs its claws in front of it on the ship and then does like this. Although it didn't clearly answer like your question before, it does seem to be like a vaguely like territorial gesture of like, you are on my ship.
Okay. I feel like I feel like there's something special about this crab, and if not, I'm gonna feel so stupid about it.
I mean, you could roll me like, I would say a nature or arcana check if you want.
I'll try. 15 for arcana.
15 for arcana. You could definitely guess that there's something about this crab. Like, you don't know what it is, but I'll give you that, like, it definitely seems to be more intelligent than normal crabs and exhibit, like, different mannerisms.
I'm picking up animal speak the next time I level up.
So, I will say, what would you all like to do?
If there's people walking past, I'm gonna try just grabbing somebody and hey, whose ship is this?
Yeah, if you look around, you could definitely find probably some fishermen hanging out. You know, one of them like sort of like pauses and then like raises their hat and turns to look at you. Huh? What'd you say, Sonny?
Whose ship is this?
Not sure. I've mostly seen that crab on board. Thought I saw someone dive into the water earlier, but I don't know. Might just be my old eyes or my constipation. Speaking of, he's gonna get up, leave his fishing rod, and go to around the corner. Presumably his son is just gonna kind of like look up at you and shrug. I honestly don't have a clue. Like he said, I've mostly seen that crab on board.
All right, I'm gonna transform out of my wild shape.
Okay. The dude does seem like kind of surprised. He's like, Oh, you could turn into a crab. What's that other crab like? Is it nice?
It's hard to tell. Apparently crabs can't really speak to each other very well.
Well, I'm not sure. My old man might be right. I've definitely heard some splashing. Truthfully, I've been paying more attention on trying to catch fish.
When did you hear the splashing?
Maybe like an hour or two ago.
Alright.
Finn's gonna look down into the water.
All right. Roll me a perception check.
I'm
I know.
great at those.
It's full of them. I'll give you
Fine.
investigation, actually, if you'd like. You can have investigation.
Yeah.
I'm a kind god.
Oh. It really, really doesn't matter. Is that
No. Ah.
Yeah.
That would do that.
That would do that. Yep. I see nothing, and I'm quite certain there's nothing down there.
All right. You look and yeah, you don't really see anything. Maybe some fish swimming around, but that's about it. Wait, what did you say? Effect?
Finn spends a moment looking up at the sky. Nothing down there.
All right. So what do y'all want to do? Other people can look if you'd like.
Nah,
Proceed another
I'm
way.
gonna do a pro gamer move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to dive in.
Okay.
Hey, John.
Only important question. Does your character know how to swim?
As far as I know, that's part of athletics, and yes, I'm proficient in that.
Oh, you're right. It is part of athletics. All right.
There's no more swim
so
checks.
Are you trying to like dive down? Is my only question.
Yeah, or at least so I can see below the boat if no one's stuck under it.
Okay. So, will you also roll me your choice of investigation or perception?
I would say he can't do worse than me, but I think he actually
That's
can.
a 13.
Okay.
But he didn't.
As you dive into the water and look around, you don't see anyone right underneath the boat. What you do see as you look around is at first what sort of just looks like a ball of fish, like almost like a sardine ball, but like more just like a group of fish swimming in a circle. And as you look closer, you see like a blue figure like dancing in the middle of them. Like she's kind of just standing on the bottom, and like just seems to be like turning in a circle, beating like a little drum. She doesn't notice you at all.
I'll go deeper.
Okay,
I'll approach.
so roll me an athletics check.
That's a 21.
21. So, Eggha swims down, and as you do so and get closer to her, like, she, like, as you swim overhead, like, she turns and looks up at you and then sort of, like, blinks for a moment. She gives you just, like, a very quizzical look.
Eggha does his trademark big smile, forgetting that he's underwater, so it goes... and then all the air suddenly escapes from his mouth. Whoa, he's...
He, like, then starts to see him panic, and will start to swim up towards the surface. I will make you roll another athletics check because she can help. The rest of you would see Eggha dive into the water, and then after probably like 30, 45 seconds, maybe like a minute at most, a spluttering Eggha comes up for air, helped up by, well, I'm not sure would all of you recognize this individual. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. By a water genasi, who sort of like helps like slide him onto the dock, and then goes to perch on the sloop. Are you all right there?
Eggha can't breathe water.
No, that's not the best. You usually try not to breathe water. I'm glad you're all right. What prompted you to take a swim?
Looking for boat owner. Told water splashed hour ago.
Of course. You were looking for me. Well, this is indeed my boat, if you will. What can I help you out with?
Smarter people. Help!
We're looking for a ship out of town. We plan to sail to the Isles in probably a day or two, and we were wondering if you'd be able to help us aboard. The ship seemed rather empty. We were curious about its vacancy and happened upon this little crab fellow here, little kind little fellow. Although I admit, not one much for conversation.
Oh, try to talk to him, did you? Yeah, he's a bit of a firecracker. She runs her fingers over the back of his shell. Well, although part of me asks what possesses you to go to the Isles, more than anything else, I do my best to respect folks' privacy. So I can certainly help you out. Well, I'd say for a fair price. But truthfully, money doesn't interest me much, so what other forms of passage do you have? What can you offer me that I might want? I'll admit the Isles is a bit out of my way.
I have delicacy from lizard.
I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend the food they have. Here, it's rather
Not
putrid.
the lizard delicacy?
Yes.
Chicken nut.
If you can call it that.
Chicken nut? Did you say chicken? Okay. What else?
Oh.
Well, I do have some magical equipment if you'd be interested in magics. You seem one quite fond of them yourself.
Oh,
I got.
Hmm.
I just realized I don't have everything I need now that he's not sharing content. Fun.
I
What
got.
sort of magic do you have?
Well, recently got this one appraised. It's a wand of magical missiles. It's can't say it's quite my style really. I much prefer the magics more face to face.
Hmm. I'll consider it, but truthfully, I'm not one for harming. Tell you what, you all think on it of what you might have to offer me aside from human coins, and come back. Truthfully, you all do seem like nice folk, and, well, Velvet here does like you. So I'm rather inclined to help you out.
I have this, and I show a bar of soap with a chunk bitten off.
What? Why is there a chunk missing?
Taught cheese, not cheese.
Well,
Finn is going to step up and say, if you give me a couple of days, I can infuse some items for magical purposes. I can give you some magical items, or rather, make some of your items magical.
wonderful. I would most certainly agree to that. It'll be at least 2 days of sailing to the Isles. Assuming you mean the nearest one, of course.
Do we? Guys?
This is
Yes.
true. You could think about whether you mean the nearest one or not.
Uh,
It's worth
looking
noting
at the
that the
map you've made
closest one
for us,
from
I'm
here.
guessing B is the closest.
B is
Yes.
the closest, and I think we want to go to A, don't we?
A or B.
A or B.
They're pretty close. I mean, we can. Yeah, I'd say we can go to the closest. Go to B.
Like they kind of sense your she kind of senses your hesitation, and she's like, I can take you further if you wish, but the waters may be treacherous. Of course, Velvet here can protect us from quite a few things, can't you, Velvet? Yes, of course. But let's just say there are stores.
I think we would be fine going to the closest island.
All right, wonderful. Well, I'll probably be here for at least another day or so, so were you folks looking to head out right away? Because truthfully, I'd like to spend at least a little more time here. The minnows here are so much more talkative than I'm used to.
We can wait. We can wait some time. I have some errands I must run myself.
Right. Well, come back by sun high tomorrow, and we'll get you sorted out. Name's Estuary, by the way. Lovely to meet you. I'll be here. Don't piss off Velvet. He's the real boss around here.
I
Finn
hope I
looks very
didn't already.
seriously down at Velvet and nods.
And with that, like, she kind of just gives you a nod, and then, like, goes, like, she kind of just, like, sort of, like, gives you all a nod and then just dives back under the water.
Alright, well, easier than I thought it would be.
Velvet sort of, like, moves his eye stalks up and down at you, and then scuttles back onto the boat and sort of, like, settles into a resting position. And the old man comes waddling back around the corner. Bit of a limp in his step, but, you know, Perrin seems he got it all out. So, what would you all like to do now?
I'd like to go shopping.
Okay. All right, are you going to the tailor?
I'd like to, yes. Although I don't know if
All right.
you'd probably want if that want to be safe for like a one shot or not.
I suppose I should ask, does anyone else have any interest in a tailor? Because if not, I can probably save it. Okay.
Nope.
Other shopping that is desired.
I mean, I still have enough chicken nuts to last me a month.
All right. So
Yeah, I think I'm good for rations.
unless I am incorrect, pretty much that means that y'all are just gonna like hang out. I will say it's probably only about midday at this point, so if you all wanted to depart today, you certainly could. So are you all, like, just so I know, gonna tag along to the tailors or plan to do something else in the meantime?
What to do?
I actually
I will-
have a question real quick.
Yes. I will say... Oh, go ahead. Yeah, you had a question.
So my artificer infusions is how I was
Mhm.
offering the magical items. And if I'm not mistaken, that is something that I do at the end of a long rest. Why can't I find this?
Yeah.
Do I have to do it like right when I wake up, or can I, for instance, go sleep at the Bonanza and then come back onto Estuary's ship and infuse items that morning?
So I would say that that would be something you would do as part of a downtime. That would be my personal ruling, is that you would probably have to have the item in question at least. You could see if she's willing to give an item to you, but I can tell you, like, she's not necessarily distrusting, but she doesn't seem particularly want to be like, ah, yes, basically stranger, walk off with my, like, beloved belonging. I will say, just so that y'all know, like, without being too meta, this is pretty much, unless y'all want to, like, come back at some, like, this is pretty much y'all's last day in, like, civilization as you know it for potentially, like, a little while. So basically, if there is anything that, like, you want or need to do, it is, like, the final call. And if there's nothing, that's okay. But, like, I would do a mental, like, all right, is there anything else I need to do? Well, there's shops and people, libraries,
Actually,
whatever.
Yeah, I'd like to find a magic shop if that's possible.
Yep.
Yeah, we know a magic shop. I ran away from that.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah,
I was
I
thinking
believe
more like a magic, like somebody more like me, an artificer.
an artificer. Yeah, you could absolutely find like an artificer's place. Just roll me a quick investigation check.
Okay. That would be 18.
Wonderful. So you're most certainly able to find an artificer's place. So through following the various signs around town. Oh, go ahead.
If I'm the only one going, just like with James and the tailor, we can do this.
We can save it.
later.
Okay. So you were gonna go to an artificer's shop. You were gonna go see a tailor. The rest of you are presumably gonna go do other stuff. Okay. So you all are able to go and do your various errands. And unless you all have different plans, you meet back at Estuary's sloop later that day. She at this point will be sitting on the sloop, seeming to have dried off for a little bit, and is chucking pebbles for Velvet to play with. As you all return, she looks up and gives sort of like not a wave, but just like a hand. Well, are you all ready to set off?
Wait, are we looking at the next day? Sorry, I missed that part.
So left alone, this is going to be this day. Like, if y'all are just like, all right, we're going shopping, we're leaving, it's going to be this day.
I'm fine with that.
You'd probably be leaving like mid-afternoon.
Wait. I'm a little lost. So, wait. When are we doing this? I'm confused about the timeline here.
We're
So,
gonna go shopping,
last
but
night you guys returned the horses. You slept. You woke up this morning, generally had a breakfast, shit went down. You took some time to go find the docks, and then after shopping, it would, my guess, be like, maybe like 2 p.m. or something like that, like mid-afternoon.
So we're skipping past the shopping.
We are for now, and I'll come back and do it in a
okay,
one-on-one.
okay,
Like,
I
it
was just
sounds like
confused,
that's
it's
the
like-
general consensus, so that's what I was
So
gonna
I
do.
clicked and I was like, wait a minute.
Sorry, sometimes, like,
mean-
by the way, like, I know, like, I was gonna say it, like, actually, I'm not gonna apologize. Sometimes the brain is just like, all right, this is the thing we're doing next. No, I'm totally fine saving that stuff for one-on-ones, so if y'all want to
I
get
will
going.
also say I'm totally fine with it not being safe for one-on-ones. It's totally up to you guys. I don't care.
The reason I was suggesting it one-on-one because if no one else like wants to do it, I don't want to like keep them here, for doing that.
Yeah, same.
I don't mind watching you guys go to the shops. You promise not to make any chaos.
Because you won't be there.
All right, so is there a group consensus or is it apathy and I will decide?
I think it's apathy.
It's apathy. All right, I'm going
And
to
afterwards, like,
say
just about to fall asleep.
No, I'm actually debating
Oh,
because I'm
okay.
not sure about the pricing of like potions and the like, so I'm not sure if I even should spend the money that I have.
I mean, you guys are definitely like welcome to investigate. And like I know sometimes I give general prompts for like, all right, what do you guys want to do? But I will say like, just I would like real quick like think of anything that you might want that you don't have. And if you have everything,
I want a bag of holding and a portable hole, but I'm not sure I can buy those for 40 gold.
well, any hole can be a portable hole if you try hard enough, but probably not the one that you're looking for.
Exactly. So no,
So-
I think I have everything that I can get.
Awesome. So, here's what I'll say. We will do the shopping in one-on-ones, and you all may set out tonight.
Sounds good.
So, you all, after doing whatever you would like to do, for those of you who have not already dedicated shopping time, like if you decide there's something you'd like to go look for, we can also do it in one-on-one. But you all meet back at the sloop, and Estuary greets you. All right, are you all ready to depart? It'll be about 2 days' journey.
I'm ready to part. I'd say ready than we'll ever be.
All right. It's worth noting that, well, it's not exactly a huge ship, so we'll be mostly sleeping on deck. Hopefully it doesn't rain, but if it does, it'll be what it is. Have any of you ever been on a ship before?
I have many a time.
Yeah, you look like it. I'll probably ask you to help me the most, but shouldn't need much help for a sloop. Not exactly like some huge barge or whatnot. Well, you all come aboard. Mine Velvet. She will help you all onto the sloop. Obviously taking care to make sure that you don't step on Velvet. And from there is indeed not an anchor, but she will begin untying the ship from the docks. And after she does that, you all begin sailing out of the bay. I will say, someone roll me. Actually, just all of you, roll me around a perception checks.
think that's the title for this evening's episode.
I know. I don't know what to tell you guys. All right,
I'm not
like
complaining. I'm just.
That's gonna
commenting.
be a 9 from me.
a 9. All right,
16.
9, 16.
19, and Evan is 5.
Okay. You once again carry the group with perception checks. Here's what I'll say.
I'm not supposed to be the perceptive character, but hey, I'll take
That
it.
is pretty hilarious. Actually, I know that there was a 5. Sorry, give me the other rolls one more time. Now that I'm thinking about it.
The 5 was Evan.
5
I'm a 9.
or 9, right?
16.
What was Eggha? 16. So both you and Eggha would probably notice that, like, as you go do whatever shopping you do have like a little bit of an uncanny feeling of being watched. But it's not like easily pinpointable.
That's just every day.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I guess you don't really notice anything different from normal. It's more concrete than you're used to. I will say, as you all are pulling out of the bay, on top of that, Finn would like just glance over at the trying to remember ship names, the schooner. And there's like a vaguely familiar looking figure on board. It's definitely not Grelvalm, but it's just sort of like a slight blonde-haired person with like a bird of some kind.
Oh no.
You're not too sure, but they seem to be talking to someone else aboard the ship. Anyway, you continue sailing past them. One interesting thing that probably mostly James in particular would notice, but I won't make you guys roll again for. I know, I'm so generous. Is that Estuary mostly guides the ship using like the water around it. She does all of the normal things that someone would do, but then there's moments where you can see that like she moves like the rudder basically without actually touching it, or just like, you know, moves a hand and a swell like on one side of the ship guides it to the left or right. Velvet is mostly hanging out with you guys. She does try to like make a little bit of conversation as you all sail out. She's sort of like, well, I suppose I won't ask why you go to the Isles. It's a rather strange thing to want, but who knows? But where are you all from? What brings you to Marinshire?
So I've rolled for deception because I'm going to lie about why we're going to the Isles.
Okay.
I rolled a 2
She
with
didn't ask.
No, but well, technically the second part of the question, where you're from and what brings you to Marinshire, technically is related, but
And Eggha volunteers.
yes. Eggha from kindness. Going camping.
Going camping. Well, I suppose it could be a rather nice place to have a...
Just in case, my deception was a 3.
I know. How do I explain this? It's clear that she doesn't buy it, but she's sort of just like...
Also doesn't care.
Could be a nice place to go camping. Bring the right plants with you. Sit on the, well, what was once the moon. How did you like kindness? I knew someone once that was from there.
Nice people. Lots of voices. Yes.
That's why I like the water. It's much quieter than anything else. Of course the fish talk, but that's different. Anyway,
Finn is,
I heard a
back and
blip of a sound.
A blip. I'm just trying to think up conversation right now.
is very specifically not trying to do that. They are sitting back and trying to appear unobtrusive while leaning against their giant metal pitbull. But at one point they will they will talk to Estuary and say, so what items would you like me to enchant? I admit that my skills are a bit limited, but I can enchant a weapon for you, or I can enchant... What was that thing? Sorry. An item of clothing, in order to help you with a little bit of focus.
Focus, you say?
Yeah, and I'll explain the mind sharpener infusion.
Okay. Yeah, if you want, you can just tell me what your infusions like generally do, because I actually don't know.
Okay, so I can enchant a suit of armor or some robes to allow 4 charges per long rest. Well, not per long rest, per day. It recharges at dawn. But 4 charges, and when the wearer fails a Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on a spell, you can use your reaction to expend one of the charges to succeed instead. So that's one of them, and it regains 1d4 charges daily at dawn. Up to 4. Repeating shot, if I enchant a weapon that requires ammunition, it grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Okay.
And ignores, like, you don't need ammo.
Yeah.
It automatically creates ammo.
She's probably not interested in any weapon enchantments. Mostly like, you know, she would probably be looking to get either her clothes or like her drum enchanted, if anything.
Okay. The only one I have that isn't armor, I think. Hold on. Yeah, I only have 3 right now.
Yeah, you're good.
No, that's not true. Yeah. I have Mind Sharpener, which is the one that I just described, and if I'm willing to give that up, hold on. No, I don't think she'd be interested in an enhanced arcane focus, but that would be the only other one that I'd be able to do.
She would be happy with the Mind Sharpener. Like, she would sort of nod and go like, that would be quite useful. I would be more than willing to accept that as payment for the journey. I suppose my only question is, will we'll all need a ride back? I presume so, but...
We will likely need a ride back, yes.
Well, I cannot necessarily hang around entirely, but I could return after a period of time, roughly if you wished. How long do you all think you will be there?
That's hard
How
to
long do we
say.
have until we're supposed to come back to the king?
So I can tell you that when I talked to you all about buying rations and like sort of like an estimated like time that you would be there, it was, I want to say like two weeks or so.
That's what I thought it was.
Then why do I have 2 months worth of rations on me?
I think just because you bought a lot of them.
Yeah, I got right. It's because I got the nuts on a discount.
They were very
I
cheap.
think I think we got confused who was buying rations for whom too.
There was that
So
chapter, but I think it got sorted out.
rations for most of us, and then we also bought our own.
That might have been the case, but that would explain why I have had 70 nuts in my bag.
Yes.
So yeah, probably about 2 weeks.
All right. Well, I'll return to where I drop you off in 2 weeks' time and wait for a day or so and Then if I don't hear you, I'll depart again. But for all that, I would gladly accept the gift you have to offer. Although my only request is that we might sit and you might tell me of how you do it. I'm always curious of such things.
I can certainly attempt to do so. It will have to be in the morning after I have rested. If you...
Of course, no problem.
And Milo, make sure that I'm understanding correctly. Like, if they bring the item to me first thing in the morning, that's when I could infuse it?
Oh, yeah, like that's totally fine.
Okay.
Like basically what they're saying in plain terms is they'll want to sit with you and like, and that can be like one-on-one, like how, have you like learn about like how you do it. Clearly out of genuine curiosity, not because they're trying to like, steal trade secrets or anything.
I'm
and in exchange for that, like
they actually see Finn when they walk in.
hopefully. And yeah, like I'm not gonna be too particular about the infusions. It's more of like you couldn't like infuse it somehow like during your long rest like from a totally different place, if that makes sense.
Oh no, I wasn't
just because they weren't
asking for that.
That's what I thought you meant with like by
I'm
going back to the bonanza. I thought you meant like trying to like infuse it at the bonanza, and I was like, well, I don't think she's gonna give you her shit like to take away, like to take to some other place. I'm sorry. That's what I thought you meant. My bad.
It just says right after a long rest, so I wanted to know if I had the time to walk back down to the boat.
Got you.
But
truthfully, it'll be easier this way. So
yeah.
Oh shit, what was I gonna say? I had a thought, now it's gone. Oh yeah. So in plain terms, basically she's gonna drop you off. She's gonna come back in 2 weeks and wait for a day. If you all do not show up at the ship during that time, she is gonna leave again.
Cool.
So, like from the time that she drops you off on the island. I will say, as you all say, like she definitely picks up the vibe that y'all are not necessarily like conversationally inclined people. And after a while is sort of just sitting back peacefully sailing. It goes into the evening, and then into the night. At this point it's probably like early evening or so.
Supreme Ednac joined the dome.
When
thanks for the follow, Supreme.
she sort of like sits up straighter for a moment and like leans over the side of the ship to look down into the water. She like leans back onto the ship and then ponders for a moment.
Fishy? I look over the edge as well.
You like you can roll me like a big investigation check if you're trying to see something. She sort of like furrows her brow for a moment.
Does it have to be investigation?
Is perception that much better?
It's a difference of 3 points, so yes.
Alright, what's your perception?
A 10.
You don't see shit, it doesn't matter.
Aww.
She sort of furrows her brow, or like she doesn't really like necessarily have like traditional brows, but like furrows where her brow would be, and then looks over at James. You said you sailed, yeah?
Hey, as long as I can remember.
You can hold a course steady, I'm sure.
Tell me where you wanted to go and I'll take you there. Steady's a different option, but Common sea should be easier.
He sort of pauses and then like angles a hand up at the stars. That bright one there. You see what I'm talking about? We should be heading just a few degrees north of that one. Ship's heading in that direction. I'll be just a minute. And she jumps into the water. And then like she just kind of says that and then jumps into the water.
Right, I can do that. I am proficient with water vehicles.
All
So
right.
I can presumably sail just fine.
Yeah. I'll say roll me just like a quick, I think it'd be sleight of hand check, or I think it might just be a plain check with the proficiency bonus. If sleight of
Plain
hand
check
is
with
better, you can have sleight of
proficiency.
hand.
A 19.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
It'd be a 20 if it was sleight of hand, but I'll stick with just basic 19.
Fair enough. You're able to keep it steady, no problem. And then as all of you like sail, you're not exactly sure where she is. Like at the exact moment, you hear a distant roar almost beneath the water. Like it's sort of a like pretty loud, almost guttural noise. You can almost feel it emanating up through the ship. And a few seconds after you hear this, she hops back onto the ship with a panicked look on her face. Take us up to as many knots as we can go, she says immediately, like pointing to James. And then she kneels down in front of Velvet. All right, we're going to get you out of here. Everything's going to be fine. Worst comes to worst, things might get a little bit hairy. All right, how fast can you get this thing?
As fast as you want me.
About as fast as it'll go without ripping it apart. If we can get up to 10 knots, that'd be golden.
Aye, ma'am.
I had to find background music.
Fishy?
Hmm?
Is it a fishy?
Is it a fishy? Of sorts. Let's just say that they're not necessarily ancestral enemies, but this thing hunts, well, his kind. I hadn't hoped to see one out here so far. Normally they lurk closer to the Isles. Presumably they nest there, something like that. That's why I don't usually go too far. But we just have to hope it hasn't seen us. And in the meantime, get ready whatever you have.
Okie dokie. And I draw my bow just to be ready.
She pauses and looks at you. That?
Yes.
Altair, you're gonna need more than a dinky little bow to pierce anything's hide.
That arrow won't go 5 feet underwater.
I wait for above water.
You're assuming that it comes above.
Yes.
She shakes her head. Alright, for now, down low and stay quiet. We'll hope it hasn't seen us.
Okie dokie.
She drops to the deck. And so, roll me another...
Freezes.
And this one will be sleight of hand. Roll me another sleight of hand check to see how fast you can get the ship.
Is a 22.
A 22. So, as the ship begins sailing like faster over the waves, the sloop sort of begins like having that like bumping sensation as you all are sailing upwind. And you once again sort of hear that deep roar from beneath the waves, although it seems to be becoming more distant. Probably another couple of minutes pass, and you all are sort of just like crouched or frozen wherever you are on the ship. When like waves sort of just start to like churn like, if you ever like swam under the water, like when you were a kid and like shimmied around, the waves around you start to churn. And she gets up on her feet. And at that moment, a dark shape begins rapidly approaching the surface of the water. Roll. Initiative.
The bloody kraken. Oh great.
I have to go get my fight music.
Hen.
Not good at initiative.
I'm always bad at initiative.
That's why I have taken that 1 feat that I have.
It's incredibly descriptive and helpful.
I forgot,
Yes, that 1 feat you have. All right.
I forgot its first strike, or alert. Actually, both. I get advantage on initiative, and I have a +5 on top of my dex.
You missed the +9 that my gunslinger had.
Yeah. I got a 15. I don't want a 15, but I got a 15.
You got a 15? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, give me just a sec. I'm going to get set up for combat, but it shouldn't take me more than a minute. I'm making it rather hasty. Alright, so... well, where am I? Alright. Sorry, give me just a sec.
I was going to, but
Okay.
then you said sorry.
Oh my god, I gotta turn that down. That's so loud. So, let me move all your players over here. Alright, so, y'all get aboard the ship. And then, who has the highest initiative?
Probably me with a 22.
With a 22. Alright, well, let's make sure,
I
shall we?
tie,
Oh.
but I'm gonna bet that Eggha has higher dex, so...
I only have +2 dex. A 15.
Well, let me...
Okay.
Alright, you wanna do rollies?
And then,
I
yeah,
mean-
y'all get your tokens set up on the ship.
We could either roll
James...
or we could use the modifier. Because my modifier for initiative is a 7.
I'm assuming the helm is at the back here.
Yes, so you would be, in fact, back there. Alright. Sorry, okay, so Eggha was a 22.
So am I.
Oh, you're both 22. Alright, well, do you have the same mod?
Uh-huh.
No, we have the
Just
same.
got the...
We have the same dex, but I have the higher initiative mod.
Great, well, you go first, and Evict will go second. Alright, who is next? What's the next highest number that y'all have got?
I got 15. I guess that's probably it.
15. You'd be surprised.
I'm probably the lowest. I got 10.
Okay. Alright, and then, sorry, you had a 15?
Yeah.
And Glor. Wonderful, and then, last we have James. Alright, so, order goes, Eggha, Evict, Estuary, question mark, Finn and Glor, and James. Actually, I can't show that to you because I actually wrote its name. So I lied. I can't show that to you. So is everybody on board? Let me fish up some fucking tokens, I guess. Alright, well this is gonna be your buddy, because I don't have a better one right now. This is gonna be estuary. So,
We get to join in the fight.
maybe.
I was joking.
So, sorry, I'm sorting things.
Sorry.
God fucking damn it. So, what I can tell you is that right now, oh, where's my draw? Draw. This thing is still a dark shape, sort of like here. But it is definitely coming up to the surface. So, Eggha, you are first up. What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Ice Knife.
Okay. Are you trying to cast Ice Knife at it?
Yes.
What is the range of Ice Knife?
60 feet.
I'm gonna say you can try.
Well, I'll miss it.
At least-
But then he'll
Oh.
need to, because I rolled
Okay.
I rolled a 4 and it's only a, so that would be a 7 to hit.
No,
But
not even close.
yeah. But luckily the AoE effect triggers regardless, so it needs to roll a dex save.
Okay. It rolls a 10.
It failed.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
now takes 2d6 cold damage.
2d6 cold damage. Okay.
That's 7. No, wait, that's... Wait, hold on. I have a dice, and it's... The paint on it is completely fucked on one of the sides, so I need... That's a 3, so that's 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay. Alright. Sorry, you said 5 cold damage because of the AoE effect?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Anything else for you?
Nope. That's it.
Okay, fantastic. So, next up is Evict. What is Evict going to do?
Eldritch Blast?
I will tell you that it should be within range. It's probably, I will say the closest end of it is probably maybe like 40 feet underwater at this point. Ish. 40, somewhere between like 30 and 60. It's hard to gauge.
Alright. I couldn't think of much else to do anyways, so... Using a cantrip is not a bad thing. That is a natural 1.
Okay. A natural 1 is unfortunately not going to hit the creature, and in fact you don't, but almost hit Velvet, who has started scuttling around and who has to leap out of the way. All right. Anything else for you? All right. Wonderful. So that means it is Estuary's turn. She is going to do something that I will figure out in just a second. But more importantly, she is going to turn to Velvet and give a nod. And Velvet is going to scuttle off the ship. And then you see him begin to grow. The once tiny crab becomes a very large crab whose exact size I have to briefly consult. But it is a very, very large crab now.
Like Dark Souls 3 level crab?
Well, fuck. Let me look. Hold on.
Like Elden Ring crab?
It should be. Oh, come on. Let me click on you. Oh, because that's on the other thing. Yes, you.
15.
Not that big.
Yeah, that's basically,
Yeah. At which point, Velvet sort of floats and raises his two claws in the air, snapping them menacingly. Much more menacingly than they once were aboard the sloop. Which means it's now time for this thing's turn. The dark shape gets closer and closer, and then turns under the water, beginning to elongate. And then you all feel a bump, more like a crash, as it rams the sloop. I'm going to need all of you to make me dexterity saves. If you have previously had experience on ships, you may roll this one with advantage.
I mean, technically, we've all been on a boat before.
Yeah.
Have you spent a decent amount of time on ships in your life?
That's a 22 with advantage.
You're fine.
that's an 18 without.
Okay.
30-20.
1.
30-20. 1?
1.
1?
Well, technically 3, but not 1.
Okay. So
Oh, and I need to roll for Glor, don't I?
you do. Here is how this is gonna work. So the rest of you are going to briefly feel the boat rock underneath you. Actually, y'all rolled really high, right? Like 15 or higher? I think so. Okay. Y'all are fine. Y'all do not get proned. Funnily enough, Estuary is actually going to get proned. Finn is going to go off the side of the ship.
8. Fuck!
So Finn goes plummeting into the cold water. At which point, they, and only they, will get a glorious full glimpse of this creature. Glor got, what did Glor get? An 8?
Yeah.
Glor is prone, but not knocked off. At that point, it is going to turn around and face Finn. And at this point, I'm gonna, where did I put that tab? Where are you, tab? I'm gonna show you a picture. No one else gets to see it.
It might
What?
be a
What do you
bit of a dumb thing to do here, but don't you need to go do things soonish? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I do.
I'm not sure if you can finish the combat.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I get it. I have plans. Don't you fear. All right, whatever. I'll come back to that.
I'm in the ocean.
So, it is going to roll to attack Finn. Oh, yikes. What? Nothing. I'm not going to tell you this because it will scare you more, probably needlessly. Suffice it to say, that's gonna hit. Really think that's gonna hit.
Sorry, you showed me the picture and what?
I haven't sent it to you yet. So it is going to turn around in the water and try to attack, Finn. I'm just gonna say it rolled a 19, and it's gonna hit.
Yeah, it is.
Ah, yes, the good old 67 to hit.
I'm not saying that it rolled like with that, basically like, what would that be? A 26, but I'll assume that 26 hits. So sorry, I'm like flipping between a lot of things here. It
good.
is going to deal 10 piercing damage to you. And Finn is going to be grappled. So,
And now it's my turn, isn't it?
well, look at that. It is your turn. It's also Glor's turn.
Well, yeah. So I've been debating whether Glor is loyal enough to jump into the water, but given that it is solid steel, well, bronze, it's going to stay on the boat because it would just sink.
Okay.
This really messed with my plans, just so you know.
But I know the feeling very well.
What? It's not like we've done it or anything.
Oh, no, you've never possibly interrupted any plans that I've ever had. This combat is definitely planned exactly like this.
Yeah, we totally didn't have to fight guards earlier, supposedly.
Shh, shut up. What are you doing on your turn? What are you doing on your turn? Silence!
I am...
Insolent whelps. I almost called you an incel by mistake, just because I was trying to think of the word insolent. Anyway, go ahead.
I am going to use my face step to get back onto the boat.
Good work. I will allow you to do that.
Also, the whatever it is has to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. Oh, it's going to be really good at this. Oh yeah. Ooh, it's wise as hell. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say an 8. An 8 ain't it?
Nope. So it's frightened of me until the next turn.
Okay. Wonderful.
Not gonna do much good, but.
I mean, it can't approach the ship.
That's true.
That's actually better than you'd think. You'd be surprised. Okay. Is Glor doing anything else?
Until the end of my next turn. Sorry.
Okay. Is James doing anything else?
Wait, what?
Or sorry, is Glor doing anything? That's what I meant to ask.
Glor can't really do much.
No worries. All right,
Glor is
James.
kind of melee.
You're up.
I'm up. You see, as someone who spent a lot of time in the sea, I don't really have much for combating the creatures of the sea.
Me neither. Oh, shoot.
I don't have too much I can do. Can I actually, I do wonder. Can I prepare a spell?
You can. You just have to specify like a trigger of some kind, if that makes sense.
If I see it breach the water, I am going to... Oh, I'm gonna cast Ice Knife on it.
Okay. If you see it breach water, you're casting Ice Knife. All right.
Yes.
Sounds good.
I'll cast that first level.
Awesome. So,
I don't think I'm gonna do anything else this turn besides just make sure that we're still moving, that the ship is still holding steady.
No worries, you are all good. So, that is going to take me back to Eggha. So, Eggha decided to Ice Knife, right? Yeah, that's what he did. Yeah. Okay. It is your turn once again.
So, it hasn't moved any closer, right?
So essentially, I'll sort of update like where it is. Sorry, it's suffice it to say, it is, excuse me, objects and tokens. Thank you very much. All right, whatever. Erase my thing. All right, whatever. it had sort of like rammed her into the ship, and so like you all, and then had had rammed the ship and then grabbed, not her, Finn. Player pronouns and character pronouns got tangled. I think of how to draw this. Essentially, like, it at this point is sort of like, I know it's on top of you, but like you get the point. Like, I mentioned that it sort of elongates, and so at this point, like, it's probably like curved back a little bit like this. There's sort of like a shape, if that makes sense.
Honestly, all I needed to know was that it's massive and it's right under us, so I don't
The answer is yes.
So I don't have to bother aiming, and I'm just going to shoot my bow.
Okay. So you are trying to shoot your bow.
Like how you said that.
Well, that's a crit fail, but because it's my first combat strike, second attack is a 23.
Okay. My only question is, physics. How deep does an arrow go, people?
Not that deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be able to go up to its short range.
Enough to pierce a fish at the surface, but it need to be at the surface.
Okay.
I think I once saw something about water combat.
Yeah, I think so too.
I know if you're underwater...
Attack rolls automatically miss beyond base range. Suffer disadvantage within base range.
Okay, so it's base range.
Okay, that would be a 19 to hit.
Okay. A 19 will hit.
Okay. That's a D6 and a D8. That's 9 damage.
Alright. 9 damage. Alright, Evect. It is your turn.
Oh, that's... how deep does it seem to be?
At this point, it's maybe 15 feet below the water, I would say. It's pretty close to the surface.
Don't feel like being crazy just yet. Eldritch Blast.
Okay,
Yay!
go for it.
That is going to be I think 23 to hit.
23. Okay. That will hit.
Ooh. Yeah, max damage, so 13.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Alright. Perfect.
Then I should have done this in another order, but we'll go ahead and get my Hexblade's curse on it.
He's gaming, yeah, Darwin.
Okay.
So I will get an additional
We're still
2
going
damage
for a bit.
when I hit it after this, and I can score a critical hit on a 19 or a 20.
Okay.
Can't hurt.
Okay. So
Milo should have
it is
to go in,
Estuary's
like, a couple
turn,
minutes.
and she is going to give resistance to fucking Finn.
Nice. Resistance to what?
Let me check. It's a spell. It's a spell. It's a spell. It is a cantrip. Once before the spell is over, you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to a saving throw of your choice. You can roll the die before or after the saving throw. It then gets to this thing's turn. And as it cannot approach, it begins circling. And eventually, its long body forms... Excuse you. Okay, hold on. Excuse you. Its long body eventually forms That's a square. I did not want a square. Oh my god, I'm trying so hard to be dramatic, and I swear to God, roll 20, I can't. Its long body forms a coil underneath the ship, and it rears its terrifying head out of the water, eyes glowing menacingly. And that is where we're going to leave off until
Not really.
next time.
There should be one condition that currently got triggered.
Okay, fine. Who the fuck had a thing for when the thing comes up?
Wait.
Kira?
Ice knife!
Okay, you can ice knife the thing after its dramatic entrance. Roll your fucking attack roll. Oh
Go
my
back
god.
in the water.
Oh my god.
Um,
I swear to fuck, I can't even.
I'm
We
sorry.
love you.
No, I love you all too.
does
I'm
20
jesting.
I'm assuming 23
Yes,
hits.
the 23 hits.
Okay. Where's my D10?
And also
Is
the
this
deck
one?
save again.
Yes, okay. Well, that's 2 direct damage. And
Okay.
Then, let's see.
I believe it's a dex save from the creature.
Yes, dex save.
Does an 11 hit? I
11 does
joked.
not hit.
Okay.
Wait, no, wait. No, 11 does hit. Sorry, 11 does hit.
11. Wait, does 11 save? That's what I mean. I say hit jokingly.
11 does not
I
save.
should do that.
Yes,
Yeah, sorry.
wording. What's my D6? Yeah.
You need 2 of those.
Okay. Wait,
According
hold
to
on.
some people, you only need 1 of any dice.
I will
There
say,
it is.
while Kira's rolling that,
I'm
I will say
fumbling
sorry
through
to
the
leave you all
dice.
in the middle of combat. I was originally debating doing it a different way, but I decided we're just gonna pause, and we will come back next time.
8 ice damage, or cold
8
damage.
ice damage. Okay, fantastic. So I will say, please make everything else I will leave as it is. Like your character sheet should, you'll have the, mark what stuff you've spent. Character sheet should be just fine to chill. If there's anything that you have that is not like something that would be already in your character sheet, like I'm trying to note things as well, but like the resistance that Estuary gave you, just make sure you write it down now, or it
Wait.
may be lost forever.
Which resistance
That
did they
was
give
me.
us?
I got resistance.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
spell. It's a spell. Yeah, just note if there's anything like that. And then we will resume next time as you all figure out how to deal with the crab stalker. Okay,
So
happy
real
D&D. Yes.
I actually meant to do this on my turn, but I forgot that I could because Face Step is a bonus action. It's not going to affect anything other than my next turn, but can I do an investigation check to try to find some loose object on deck that is between 1 and 5 pounds? Like, if there's a cannonball, awesome, but I'm doubting it. But something like that.
What I will tell you is that, well,
And if this is, if
you
you need to go,
can
then
roll an
we can figure this
investigation
out
check.
later.
I'm gonna say,
I'll quickly end stream here.
yeah.
Investigation
Bye,
was a
stream kids.
23.
Have a good night. Have fun. Feel the joy.
Okay, thank you guys for showing up. If you liked, leave a follow. If you really enjoyed, consider subscribing or donating. This one will hopefully continue in 2 weeks, where we're gonna beat the shit out of that Reaper Leviathan. And yeah, I'll see if I stream some more in the meantime, and otherwise I'll see you guys whenever. Fade out. Oh crap. Scenes. Start. Fade. There we go. And yeah. See ya.